9 weeks, 8 rhymes, getting better with time. This week's episode took 3 different tries. Technical difficulties and our brains were fried. We just keep pushing through, push adversity to the side. We're gonna get our product to you if it's rain or it's dry. Nobody said it would be easy. If they did, they would've lied. So we hit record, take our seats side by side, and chop it up until there ain't no daylight. Then repeat every week, every Friday night, so that Tuesday you can wake up to a delight. And we gonna keep up the fight till your attention is ours, and our opinion means more to you than your father's. So come and walk with us, see it from our side, and we hope that like us, you enjoy the ride. What up, YouTube? We are back. It is Kiona and Kasson podcast, episode 9. It's the third. It's the three-peat.
You know, the trifecta.
We tripled the three-peat.
Trifecta.
You know, the Bulls doubled it. They repeated the three-peat.
This is our third time.
They repeated.
This is our third time shooting this episode.
So it's a three-peat in many ways, but don't worry about the other takes that we fucked up on the episode for today.
We ain't fuck up, man. The camera just wasn't.
I said don't worry about it. They need some Mystique.
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 This motherfucker said he was a linguist.
I am a
Watch
linguist.
though.
He did actually.
Listen,
What the fuck?
That's true.
You didn't even know Mystique.
I said mystiqueness.
Mystique.
That's what I was going for.
Is it Mystique
I
like
paused
a drink?
Yeah,
for emphasis.
it is.
Mystic was a drink like 10 years ago.
But he was not referring to a drink.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, but he didn't refer to Mystique either.
He
He
did
just
not.
said Mystique.
He did not.
But see, I, as the host, come with some surprising shit sometimes. So if you would let me just wait a second, my pause for emphasis.
Just let him host.
Just let me
Yeah,
fucking
Let him
host, you
Let him
know?
host.
He's the host with the most.
Motherfuckers can't even host these days.
The host.
He can't help but boast.
Yes, right. Yeah.
But your ass about to get roasted.
Those lines, those bars.
Lacking. Yeah.
The what?
Lacking.
Lacking. Yeah, we'll see.
Never claimed to be MC. I just like to make fun of it.
Not you. I was talking about my raps.
Oh, there.
Right.
Yeah.
I meant his rap.
Yeah, his raps were certainly lacking. Anyways,
You're always lagging.
YouTube, I got some exciting news for
Yo.
you. And they would really just appreciate me not expressing this absolute boat of
Yeah, I'm
happiness
tired
I'm
of
in
hearing
right now.
this.
Yeah, you're right.
But I personally don't give a fuck.
It's all good though.
And I'm the host, as we just covered. So,
Apparently with the most.
with the most.
All right.
And I ain't meaning to boast.
Oh, I thought those bars was weak.
Weak as fuck.
That was literally a bar that was in one of my songs.
That's true.
What?
Shows how much you actually watch the podcast.
I've watched
Damn.
them. Hey, full disclaimer, I hate watching myself on this motherfucker. Like,
Listen, I think everybody does. I don't appreciate just watching myself, so I listen.
oh, I thought you meant everybody hates watching me.
Appreciate
That's why I gave you the finger.
Well, I mean, you know.
Like, hold on, motherfucker.
Listen, obviously, our viewers don't like to comment, so we don't even really know how they feel about you.
Yeah, they should. Y'all should comment, man.
This is true, actually.
But anyway,
Listen.
talk about your cheese.
I'm gonna talk about my cheese. Guess what, guys? And I don't know why you keep saying talk about your cheese. You're just ruining literally the mystique of this fucking shit.
That is, yeah.
If I could teach him anything in one day, I'm glad my job is done.
This podcast episode is gonna be titled "The Mystique."
The Mystique. That's what you said.
No, I said the mystic.
You said the mystic.
Mystic is an actual word. What are you talking about? Anyway, listen. So, NBC News
It's like-
reported a story. I'm not going to let them kill my high on this one. Dairy products. Especially cheese. I had to look at Dave because Sam just don't appreciate it as much.
I love cheese, man.
He does.
They're saying that dairy products, NBC News, I saw this shit. They said that dairy products, especially cheese, prevent most causes of death. Prevent most causes of death.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
I'm about to eat a lot more cheese.
Okay,
I'm talking.
Okay.
I'm talking like so.
we did say this is the third time we had to do this, right?
Okay, right.
So
Listen,
after
how
this,
far in we got.
how fucking far? If this is the opening, how far did we not get to have to redo this again?
Plenty
All
of
I'm
people
saying is,
have to redo take. Listen.
okay,
when I do vlogs,
all right,
I do
I've had some time to
everything.
ponder. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right.
What the fuck do they mean by most causes of death? Like
Yeah,
all the
right.
not good, all the not bad ones. Like
All the ones related to your health where you don't get smashed by a bus walking down the street, probably. You know?
You saying cheese can help prevent cancer?
Or if I'm about to have a heart attack, I just eat more cheese.
I don't think it's
straight.
It might,
because cheese was the cause of
Listen, they
problem.
didn't elaborate on this story.
Right.
All I know is it said prevent. I don't know if it means like, hey, I'm
Or-
in the middle of dying. Let me eat some cheese real fast.
you have a heart attack and we just slap some Gouda on you and you're just straight.
That's some irresponsible journalism by fucking NBC.
I think so. He's
I would have wanted them to slap some cheese on me.
Nah, let's just run that cheese fucking story again. It's a good.
Remember that cheese thing I was thinking about?
The kids love it. The kids love
I'm
it.
so down. If I'm
Any
about
reason-
to die, give me some goddamn
Anyway,
cheese. I'm happy.
Okay, alright, so like, I guess...
Even a serial killer gets their damn last meal.
We're on topic, right? So...
That's a way to like make death not as bad. You know,
Which
like,
I'm fine with.
Just eat some
here's
cheese,
some
man.
cheese.
It
Like,
gives-
What if you don't like
while
cheese?
you're dying.
What if you don't like cheese?
It gives cheese
Or
lovers like
like
Hey,
myself.
what if you're allergic to cheese?
What if,
Well, it
what,
sucks
what
for
if,
you, bro.
what if you're lactose intolerant?
Yeah, man, then
Then
you're
what
fine.
happens?
Then it sucks for you. You pretty much fucked.
You're gonna die
Someone's got,
because
like,
you
black
can't
meat.
eat dairy.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
You better get you some damn whatever that.
Okay, alright,
Like-
real quick before we actually go to some substance, what's your favorite cheese?
Mustard cheese, man.
Munster is fucking
It has
Good
always
one.
been.
Good one.
Munster's probably my favorite.
Mine is Gouda.
You know what I really like? I really like...
And mozzarella.
I like a really like sharp, mild cheddar. Like
I don't like them French ass cheeses that have to stay warm.
I don't.
That shit is fucking nasty, man.
I really do. I would
Room
like to
temp
go.
cheese is weird.
I would
It's
like to
really
take one of those tours in Europe where where do they do it? In
I'm sure some of them are really fucking
France
good.
or some shit.
France.
I'm sure some of them are really fucking good. But like the ones that you have, if you go to Mariano's,
No
and they're
way.
sitting out there, she's like,
Yo,
I'm like, yo,
have you
this
seen
is
the
dumb,
shit?
bro.
Have you seen the one where they melt the top of it and they
Oh,
scoop and they
see,
slide
bro.
that shit on top of your?
Have you had that?
No.
Oh, you. Oh,
Where the fuck do you
gotta
get that?
You gotta do it.
That does sound really
Where do you
good.
do that? Or you have to do it at home?
No.
Where do
Stop.
they have
The
that?
fuck? Dave McConnell's gonna buy a block of cheese over a stove and just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna melt it over my fucking burger." No.
Man, other
Oh.
people cook
I know.
crack over stoves.
They used to do that with French. Hey, listen, you remember?
Within Chicago.
Listen,
You remember
look,
Velveeta
people-
cheese?
People have cooked.
That was Velveeta cheese. You fucking melted it onto everything.
It's true, actually.
Listen,
So you could do it.
that's not so
If you
far
could do it,
fetched.
I can do it. Son.
It's not so far fetched.
So it isn't. And excuse me. Yeah.
I'm sure crack is harder to cook than the
Crack is
cheese.
much harder to cook than cheese.
Right.
You never know.
Huh?
You never know if you tried
Well,
it.
I mean, you know,
I've
cheesy-
never cooked crack. I couldn't
cheesy
do it.
makes it seem pretty.
I mean, when they break it down,
You know.
it doesn't seem that hard.
he makes songs out there actually like.
Give Richard that trying. The way he showed it, he's like, it's not even a weird.
That was a fucking movie. I don't
like,
think that was an accurate
Pure
movie.
crystal.
They,
I'm like,
they could not actually show the actions of them making that.
I know, but that's like really just inaccurate.
I mean, I guess throwing in this, I do know that the general consensus usually is that Ice Cube, right? You throw that Ice Cube in that
What's that
motherfucker in
about,
a rock
right?
form.
Yeah.
It's because it's hot. Just boiling cold.
But like the cold
in a weird way.
fusion.
I don't know how.
Anyway, we should stop
it's
talking
like
about
it's
this.
like El Nino.
We've never
We
cooked
should
crack.
stop talking about this.
Listen, literally, we were talking
Hey,
about.
viewers, we've never cooked crack before.
We never cooked crack.
Never cooked crack.
But if you have some good recipe, no, I'm joking.
But I'm just saying, if one
Yo.
could cook crack on a stove, I'm assuming your ass could just sit over that motherfucker and just melt some cheese, pour that shit over a meal.
So, right. Anyway, you said you want to find out a place to do that.
Yes.
Wicker Park has a farmer's market, and you could, grab burgers there, and they have like I think it's called a rack leg.
What days?
Sundays.
All you cheese lovers, it'll help you live longer.
When does the farmer's market end?
I think it's through September, October.
Okay, good. I'm gonna fuck with that on Sunday.
I'm going next Sunday because I have some plans this Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. Max actually, man, I'll see because Max asked if you want to. That's another story.
Yes.
I think. Anyway, that
Shout out to Max.
Listen, all I wanted
And
to say.
opposite shout out to Glenn.
Opposite shout out to Ben because you know why? Why not? So
Can we give a little three-piece harmony real quick though? And 1, 2, 3. Opposite shout out to Glenn. Okay.
we love you, but we still.
I hope you.
shout out.
I hope
We
you
love
caught
you,
up.
but you need to fucking get.
Hey,
catch up.
hey, you know what's funny? I was at work today, right? He called me. We're talking about something else, and at the end of the conversation, which I'm sitting here like, yo, I'm at work, I gotta fuck out of here.
Exactly.
He's like, yo, man, what's up with that bogus shout out?
No!
I was like, yo, we'll talk about it later.
You don't have a flip phone.
He does not. That was good.
I did not have one, but that's the emphasis.
This man has one of them sneak ass like fucking drug phones and shit.
You're right. You got a trap phone? Are you cooking
Trap
crack?
phone shit.
You are cooking
Yeah,
crack.
I'm not
Stop
cooking
it.
crack.
He's like, I'm not
I
cooking.
am not. I am not.
I'm never gonna say that I'm cooking crack.
I'm not doing
The
it.
only thing I have that can contribute to fucking crack in my house is an ice cube.
And water.
Yes, and water.
And the
You have a
water.
Pyrex
And a
dish.
pot.
But everybody's got water.
You boil it up in a pot.
Yeah, but
Stop
my pot
it.
is
See, once again,
but my
stop all
pot,
that.
my pot is only for
not talking about
coffee.
cooking crack.
My
Nope,
pot
not
is
happening.
only for coffee.
That shit ain't happening.
But how many people are really crackheads nowadays?
A lot.
I don't want to get into that either.
I just would think most of the ones who started out crackheads
You
in the
guys
80s.
figure out like,
I was thinking
what
about
the fuck?
They got their
What the fuck is
They're watching YouTube. They're watching our YouTube.
On his flip phone?
So there's a crackhead somewhere watching YouTube,
On his flip
smoking
On
crack.
his flip phone.
Our YouTube though.
Yes.
Our
Listen,
little ass YouTube.
I'm just saying, I think all the ones who started in the 80s are probably dead now.
This is true.
And crack just really ain't as
And
bad.
if they're not, they're watching us on a flip phone.
On a flip phone, smoking crack. Don't do that.
That's how you smoke crack?
It's like, a
You
lighter.
gotta- you
A
gotta-
lighter. The lighter.
You gotta snap
The
twice.
lighter.
It's
The
like
lighter.
it's like
I know. I was just
when you snap and like the fire comes out of your thumb.
Exactly.
You know.
Our
It
David
was
Blaine.
That's what shit.
Actual flame tops.
Dude, if you did that shit, I swear to God, I'd have to find something to like. we can't let that shit go to waste. What if it never happened again?
I would like everything probably.
Okay.
Most likely myself eventually.
Probably.
So,
All right, man. Can we get into some real shit for God's sake?
all right. Well, we didn't do actual introductions, did we today?
No, man.
we
You brought
didn't.
cheese.
No, we did not.
Well, listen, but
Cheese was more important.
we
than the whole
segued
podcast.
from cheese. I
talked
literally
about
just wanted
cheese.
to talk about the story that really excited me, and then we started talking about our favorite cheeses, and then the fact that there's cheese at flea market. Listen, all right.
That's
Not a flea market.
Yo,
farmer's market.
Farmer's
Anyway,
market
whatever.
cheese.
Big difference.
That snowballed very quickly.
It did.
It did.
So, Osama is over here in the blue cap. My brother from another on the left side with the hair slick back today. Stepping the head game up.
Okay.
Pause.
Okay.
It looks like you had like a headband on all day.
It did though.
It looks like you were playing basketball with a headband on all day.
I wasn't. No.
For sure though.
Yeah, you know, GQ called me last week, and I was like, nah, I can't even do it.
They asked you to wear a headband?
Yeah, they did actually. Yeah, say GQ.
It was a GQ brand.
GQ brand headband and shit. Like, hey, yo, just this on real quick, and we'll just, snap a few shots.
GQ, listen
It
to
wasn't
that.
GQ at all.
But if you're GQ,
Wired.
you're watching.
It was just.
It was Wired. It was Wired
It was
magazine.
some weird ass like.
What was that?
some
What's that Simpsons?
off-brand magazine.
He thought it was Weird Magazine.
Wired.
Homer thought he was getting Weird Magazine for forever. Remember, he's like,
I
she
thought it
was
was
like,
Wired.
yeah, but he thought it was weird.
Yeah, right.
He kept calling it
Wired
weird.
magazine, yeah.
Alright.
But if you're GQ and you're listening, Dave was willing to wear a headband.
Oh yeah,
Unless you take
shit.
pictures of him.
All day, every day.
I don't even think GQ has their own brand
They
of
do
clothing.
not.
They probably don't, but maybe you should have one.
But they might.
And maybe you should give us
You know
some
what I'm
royalties. That's all I'm saying.
Huskies,
Think
large,
about
mediums.
We haven't talked about shit, y'all.
Not a guy.
We haven't.
We gotta do some shit.
That's
All
true.
right, so you know who they are. I'm Adam. I don't know if you should know who this is. I'm the fucking host.
This is Adam,
The motherfucking host.
the host.
I'm the host.
With the
See, I
most?
was about to say that I didn't though.
Is it with the most or is it with like the least?
He has like.
I literally said in one of
he
my
has,
lines,
like-
hosts with the
he
most,
has,
they
like-
ain't in the boat.
He has like the medium amount.
Host
You
with
know.
the most. He ain't made it.
So-
Host with the medium amount.
I'm a medium host.
He's got like. He's
You're
got
right
like.
there,
He's
man.
got like C word.
You're right there.
He's got like
That's
7
fine.
years.
You're not
of
here
experience.
with it at all. You're right there though.
That's fine because
You
next
have to-
time I had to shift in weight, I went from large to extra large. So I'm cool with that. Medium. Anyway, people,
Yes.
time to actually talk about something.
Yeah, let's talk.
As much as I want to ignore him, because God knows, just look at the shit that I deal with.
They got a crazy ass rifle forever.
I'm telling you, you saw my way back, man. Anyway, this weekend is the last weekend of summer, pretty much. It's August, Labor Day weekend.
It's
That's
fun.
typically just how you market, especially if you live in the Midwest, because we get 3 months. It's like a hard 3 months.
It's hard as fuck. There's no negotiations.
No.
You can't be like,
and if it starts in June, you're lucky.
You'd be like, I plan to party like the weekend after Labor Day. Be like, nah, fuck you. It's gonna be 45 degrees, maybe a chance of snow, and you might get 75 degrees high. I don't know.
Dude,
it's gonna rain all day.
All day.
And there might be snow later.
You cannot barbecue.
No.
April used to be the transition month from spring to summer.
That's true.
And then by the time May rolled around, we had like pretty consistent 70s, 80s.
I vividly remember, like, as a kid, like towards the end of the school year, like it started feeling like summer was coming, like April, maybe even March. You get like some warm days, but April,
after spring break,
May, and you were like, "Yo, summer's here," because you would start playing out. Bang, we'd be outdoors playing all sorts of sports.
Yeah.
We could finally hoop outside. We could finally play a lot of shit. Football was the only shit we did that football, outside.
Football and baseball.
There was always a happy medium.
During the winter, I'm saying.
Oh, during the winter, right? Yeah. So
like springtime, the transition into summer was always a happy medium where you'd have shorts on all day, and then at night it started getting, chilly. You put some jeans on. Now you don't have that shit. It's literally just like cold and then hot.
Y'all global warming deniers are
stupid as fuck.
I don't know how that happens. Like,
I'm sorry.
All right, look,
how could you not see
let's objectively look at this shit.
Evidence and truth. Yeah.
I don't know.
Objectively speaking, the weather is changing, and it's because
we done fucked the word.
Definitely.
Yeah, word up.
Yeah.
Doomsday clock.
But alright,
at,
so
55.
Oh yeah.
Like right there.
What'd you say?
The Doomsday clock.
What about it?
It's at like minute 55.
Oh yeah.
Like it's really close to midnight, quote unquote.
Which is not good, people. It means we're about to die.
Whatever, man.
Maybe.
That means like the Earth is at a very weird climate.
Yeah.
A climate that we could die at.
Well, they said the plate tectonics would stop before the sun explodes. I just read that.
Oh yeah, right.
And I was like, that's weird. What the fuck does that even mean? What is the plate tectonics actively doing? I thought when they had activity, that's what caused earthquakes.
Yeah. LA is about to branch off.
Oh yeah.
No, that's gonna be an ill ass island though.
Yeah, for sure. If it doesn't go under right away.
I don't think
it's also a good point.
It depends.
If it just slides down the shelf.
Right.
That's fucked up.
That could be a thing though. And think about that.
And then the 1% will be shrunk down to
the population of California?
What's the population of California?
Right.
A lot.
So
I'm telling you, with California, the population, the 1%, moves to like 30. Most of the rich people in America are in California.
A huge shift. Yeah.
That's a huge shift.
That's
and then all of a sudden, even a score.
I just like to know when you became a mathematician.
I've always been a mathematician.
There's also like a fact out there that if you were to, build structures, at a certain height, you could fit the population of the world within Texas, California, and another southern country or state.
Really?
It's pretty the U.S. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Meaning that we don't utilize the
That'd be whack as
world
fuck.
and like the land like we should.
Which is weird because I feel like we're overutilizing, turning everything into forests. The problem is,
that's like that's like a bad way to utilize.
You mean deforest?
Yeah, get rid of the forest. Yeah.
No, that's fucked up. But that's a whole other topic. This thing got sad.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So listen, when I was talking about the last weekend of summer, talking about Labor Day weekend,
yes,
the significance of that, outside of the fact that it marks the end of summer for most of the people in this city,
our summer usually is ended by this.
We're not going back into that. It's just hard. It's just a hard tumble. It's fucking dominoes.
Took too much time.
Yeah. So anyway, Osama's birthday. Blue cap on my right. His 33rd. Scottie Pippen.
Trace.
Zippin' Pippen.
Old as fuck.
Zippin' Pip.
Old as
Zippin'
a
Pippen.
motherfucker.
Zippin' Pip.
Yo, that's an ill ass nickname.
That is though.
Zippin' Pippen.
Yeah.
He's trying to deflect from the fact I said old as a motherfucker.
You old motherfucker.
Fuck you, man.
Anyway, so yeah, it's his birthday on Monday.
All right.
On Labor Day.
I'll be 31
So
this year.
on that same note, don't forget to thank your mamas. Labor Day.
Yo.
That's I was born on Labor Day.
Yeah, my mama was in labor on Labor Day.
I think my nephew
Our
was born
mama.
on Labor Day. Yeah, my nephew was born on Labor Day.
Because the third lands on alternate. It's not always.
It's a lot of times it's Labor Day though.
Yeah, and it actually was on Labor Day when I was born, which is
cool.
hilarious.
Did you get a lot of Monday? That's weird. Is your
Oh,
birthday fall on a Monday a lot?
Yeah, man.
How does that happen? Because mine changes like every day.
Because Labor Day weekend is like September. I don't understand it either. I don't know. I'm not even gonna pretend to be able to explain that shit at all.
No.
Anyway, any big plans going on for this birth week of yours?
Yeah,
No,
what
man.
you got? What you got?
You know, honestly, I took a day off after Labor Day. You know, because why not? I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen that day, but I might as well just chill out. But I mean, my girl got some shit planned. I don't know what the fuck she wants to do. I think we're gonna get a hotel or some shit.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's nice. Gonna make me a little nephew, huh?
Nah,
Okay. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
not yet.
Opposite shout out to you making babies.
Opposite shout out to
That
Dave.
is-
And Glenn.
I'm not saying that's
Yeah.
not gonna happen, but I'm just saying right now we couldn't do that. So I think she's got us going to a hotel. She wanted to go to Miami, I think. I was like, one, I don't really want to go to Miami, and two, we don't. That's not like it. Just isn't. It's not the time to be taking a trip. So she wanted to go do something. So she booked the hotel, I think, and you know, should be nice. Should be fun. It's like a little. We'll be downtown. Do some touristy shit.
That's what's up.
You know, but that's cool. Other than that, like,
Hopefully
I really
the
just
pool's
got-
open. Hopefully the pool's open. You know, do a little swimming.
I mean, if it's an indoor pool,
Yeah, right. That's all
You
you
know,
I thought you said hopefully the pole is open, and I was like, hopefully that, you know.
but like boating
keep,
poles.
but keep your stories to yourself. That's all I was really thinking. You know, it's your birthday weekend, so I just figured if you get in the hotel, I mean,
No.
some freaking.
What- Well, you know, regardless of that.
Anyways, yeah.
Uh,
Always an advocate for my brothers.
yes.
Oh, man. Okay, gotcha. So that's what's up.
Yeah, but now other than that, man, just kind of, got a lot of, other shit on my mind in terms of like every time I turn a different age, I increase in age.
You are old as fuck.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
So every time I move up in age, like every year, I just, I'm more concerned with like the progression.
Yeah.
Really, that's all it is.
Yep.
Age is cool and all, but like, it's really like they say, just a number. Really.
True.
At this point, I'm just trying to at every birthday have that a benchmark of what I should be doing. At least I can look back and say, okay, have I moved on from what I was looking at, at 32? And I think I have. I think I've added some shit, some substance.
Yeah,
So
I will agree that age is nothing but a number, but eventually that whole anthology just runs out.
no, yeah. Once you hit
And
like
eventually age is fucking age.
age is
Oh,
definitely age at a certain point.
I think 40 and over.
Oh no, I think that's cutting it short. I think 40 is still pretty young.
As long as it's not 30, because then you guys.
So what?
I think once you reach like 45, 50,
But I mean, that's
you gotta start reevaluating things
I feel like 40
or
is-
strategizing differently.
Okay.
Because at that age, you have to your appeal is different. They have to look at you a little differently. So you have to recognize that and then go about your strategy a different way.
Yeah.
As a younger person, they look at you energetic. They look at you as like fresh with ideas. Just out of school, whatever. So they want you because you're just out of training essentially. But if you're an older person, then you have to like market your experience. And you have to maybe nowadays look at something that's more self. What's the word I'm looking for? Just something for your own. You built yourself, like a business yourself, because then you can create.
I'll be working for the man.
Once you've got experience, I think you should
Now, that's the man
owe it
that's
to
paying
yourself
you
to
good.
try. And it's hard to get a job at that age because once at 40, really in the market, it's hard to get a job.
No, you're right.
That is a cutoff in the industry, but I think in general terms,
It depends.
50 years old is when you start to like really you're not old. I think you're getting older at that point. 50 is still, I think it all depends on your mind state. Really, it really does, man.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
agree with that, I guess.
I do.
But see, like
If you think young,
40
like,
trying to get a job is different if you're 40 who never been in that position. But if you're 40 who've been in another company or whatever and you went to this one, then people will hire you with that experience.
experience is a lot. It is, but also with that comes higher salaries that they don't want to pay.
This is true, and I guess
That's why a
also,
lot of the time you see a lot of older people get pushed out of
it
companies.
was also known about when to swallow your pride, like as an older guy, and just accept a lower rate and shit like that because
yeah,
you need
but
a job.
I don't know. That's another thing. As I get older, I'm learning, man.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have yourself at a certain value.
Yeah.
You have to hold yourself at a value and like, you know, create this value
But at a certain point,
and support what the value is that you desire. But also, you can't just let people fucking lowball you at a certain time. Like,
At a certain
if
point,
you're
it doesn't
spending
matter,
your
though.
time, yo, if you're spending time, you got if it's time is like your only really true asset. So if you're spending your time, right, and you're doing it for somebody else, like dude, to be able to, like, there's been jobs where like they barely give you raises. Like you'd be like 5 years there, you fucking make a couple dollars more. You're telling me that I've only increased in value $2 an hour to you?
I work for one of those companies.
Me too. Dude, it's the worst shit to me. Like to be like, and it happens like even in good jobs, like the pay increase doesn't necessarily. For me, it doesn't suffice. Like I have so many more desires.
It never will, though.
You know,
That's so true.
It never will.
and so you have to go
Same
out
with
for
yourself.
so as you get older, you just have to go out and dabble, man. You have to like things you enjoy and like to do. You should try to find a way to get involved in them. I think.
See, if I was making $45,000 a year in my own business, I'm much happier to making $45,000.
I just said
a year
that 2 weeks
for
ago to
somebody
my coworkers.
else, you know?
2 weeks ago, I said that to my coworkers. 100%, exactly. I was like, no matter how the struggle is, if I'm making that much, the money I'm making now, if I made it in my own business, I have no problem with that. Like, I would rather be doing that because it's my own thing. I'm not fucking doing it for somebody else.
Yeah.
I created that business because I had a desire and a really genuine interest in doing that.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, to work for yourself, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not as easy as you think." True, but going to work for somebody else day in, day out,
That's
waking
one of
up,
the
you're
hardest
busting
things.
your ass.
Oh, yeah.
That's hard too, man.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna, physical labor sucks. My feet fucking.
But why
kill
wouldn't you
me.
want to do something that you'd want to do?
Why wouldn't
Right,
you
so
bust?
you built
If I'm
something
gonna
you can
bust
take
my
pride in.
ass, I'm gonna bust my ass and do it for myself.
I think
Anyway.
I get that.
Something
You know-
you built that you could take pride in.
And
you know?
I'm not saying that that's what I'm doing, but that's the goal. That's what I'm hoping to achieve. You know, so at some point soon.
Well, so you're taking the necessary steps to do that.
You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
the goal is to at least always keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
You know, not to say I'm doing it. I work for somebody else, but you know, hopefully it's means.
But you're putting your steps in place.
and I know I like my job, right? I enjoy my job. It's not bad at all. I enjoy my coworkers. The job is not bad.
Yeah.
But generally speaking,
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel as though I can work for somebody for the rest of my life.
Yeah, right.
I'd rather sign my own paychecks, for sure.
Right. no matter how little those checks may be in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know. Not to go off on a tangent, man.
No.
We do, though.
That was
That's
good.
what we do. But, yeah, I mean, for sure. As you get older, that just becomes more important. And I think that's something you start getting in a reflective state once your birthday is like right around the corner, you know?
Mhm.
So, and as long as when you're done, you're like, okay, I'm better than I was last year, is definitely the goal, you know?
Yeah.
So, we should start getting into some topics.
Yeah, we
since
should
had
talk
a whole
about
lot
some
of
shit. Yeah.
nothing in the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I feel kind of bad doing that. What was your week like? I know you're back now in town.
So yeah, good week. My wife is back.
Eventful weekend though.
Coming up. Well,
Yes.
this weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm moving out and moving in. Moving out of my current space and
And then
into
moving in.
my new spot.
The best thing is what you told me when I picked you up is like we had boxes we still hadn't unpacked for this place.
So yeah, right. And well, you said you could agree with that too, but
Let's go to the basement.
right. So as we were packing today, we were just finding stuff. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, we were just like finding stuff that we hadn't unpacked from when we first moved in a year ago, and we're just like, it's just
Well,
it's
shit,
crazy.
I'm gonna unpack that.
It's like we're like taking the tape
Right on over there.
We're like taking the tape off of boxes to look in and be like, what is this really? Should we keep this? And sure enough, we kept all of it, but
Yo,
Sure enough, I was like,
the hardest thing is purging.
right.
Because you'd be like, let's keep it.
Right.
Packing is the
5
worst
minutes of
fucking thing.
deliberation.
Which
And
I'll
honestly-
say is my problem, and Candace is more like, no, let's just go. We're
Yeah.
done with it. Just throw it out. Like,
I think that's how it
And
is.
I'm more
You
like,
need
well,
somebody in the
it
relationship like
means
that.
this to me, or like it means this to us, or like we should keep this for further, issues or whatever happens, or just like, no, we don't need that at all.
You need a person
Is
like
that- is
you,
that a guy
and you
thing?
need a person like her in a
There we go.
relationship.
Is that a guy thing?
It is, I think so.
Because I have a hard time throwing things away. I'm like, hey, I spent my money on this. B, like, what if I need it in the future?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like I'm a pack rat, but it's like with clothes, especially.
Yeah.
I'm like, this shit doesn't fit. I don't wear it really, but what if I want to
So,
wear it one day?
The only time I throw clothes away, so like the thing is, if I have clothes that are too small, usually I just pass them down to B or I donate them. Right? But like,
I've donated.
I keep a lot of raggedy shirts because, not raggedy in the sense they have holes and shit, but raggedy in the sense I just have them under my uniform.
Yeah.
So like, I need shirts like that. So I hold on to, like, dude, I got a lot of shirts that I just throw on.
I got some like
every day.
Nietzsche shirts that I don't even wear at all anymore. I wear it for like working
I
shit.
donated a lot of my shit, like a lot of that old stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, stuff that like to hold on to kind of
No.
takes you back. Like our parents probably had like old clothes from 80s and 90s that they had.
Oh yeah.
So it's just cool to have that. It's like a marker as well.
But so like we're packing, and no lie, I'm like looking through stuff, and I see next to our like shelving unit next to our TV, there's Christmas presents.
What?
Underneath the shelving unit, like
They were unopened.
yeah.
That's
oh,
like
no.
what's it called? National Lampoons.
Exactly.
When he went into the
Like
attic,
dust it off,
and he was like, he's like, wait a minute, and he pulled out an old ass. He was like, what the fuck?
right. Like puts the hat on.
yeah.
Like yeah.
Like, how did you not know about these previously?
So
No, there's no way I'm forgetting a present.
they were presents for like nephews and cousins.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're like kid presents and
Oh,
stuff.
shit that you didn't care about.
Well,
That's how-
and apparently people didn't care about
Yeah,
that.
because they're like, oh, hey, where's our present at, motherfucker?
That's definitely how it gets for
Either
them.
we bought something else for them, or we just didn't see them that year, last year. But yeah,
True, then hold on to that shit and give that shit next
no,
year.
it's
It's like, I'm not 4, I'm 12.
but yeah, we're just like,
You just 4 crossed out and 12 next to it.
the whole day we're just
4
like-
12-year-olds, like the number 4 and 12.
we're just like throwing stuff out, and we're like, should we keep this and like regift, or like we're just like, no, like just throw the shit out, like.
Dude, I
So
think
we
you
ended up
gotta
throwing
put
out like
you gotta
a
put that
third
forward.
of our whole apartment.
You can't let me
Got
find
rid of
something
it.
like that.
You're not gonna regret it at all.
You can't let me
Not at
find something like the 3 months from Christmas because I'll be like, yo, fucking Christmas is 3 months from now. I'm not buying these people more things.
Well, so what we do is we save a portion of our tax money, and then we just wait till Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Oh yeah, that's a good
I
idea.
don't get enough to do that.
When there's 2, and you're married.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you have kids, you get more.
Yeah, it's
If you're
fucking
married,
ridiculous,
less.
We should get more because we didn't contribute
Just
to the
being
population.
married.
I'm saying the government should incentivize keeping your fucking condom on.
The population hasn't grown
Yeah.
because of us. We've
Well, no,
decided
because if you have kids, it's like I'm not even gonna all that.
you should get $1,000 for every year you didn't have a kid until you have a kid.
It's like incentive.
Right. I mean,
Every
not
year.
to say you shouldn't have kids, but like you haven't
But
contributed.
because you didn't.
Yeah.
After you hit 25,
There isn't
You
another
didn't-
asshole rolling the
because you
street
didn't
or a
contribute.
potential asshole rolling the
Because
street.
you didn't contribute to the large population of the world already.
Which is large as fuck.
A certain
after
pay cut.
25, you should get 1,000 and then double it every year.
That's-
So like 26, I should get 1,000.
Stop it.
27, I should get 2,000.
In like a perfect world, that should happen. Like with this budget.
But
in
like,
the US,
with
that's
vacation
not
days, you
gonna
max out.
I
I
get
hit
that.
5, and now I get 5 every year.
But we're talking about thousands of dollars, though. That's not gonna happen.
They give you like 3,500 for having a kid. Why not give me $5,000 for not having a kid? I think I'm saving
That
things.
will not happen.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
We
Oh.
should talk about at least one topic.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into these topics, and don't be surprised if we don't spend very much time on them.
I'd agree with that.
So let's see. We got a question that was. I'm not going in any specific order, just however I wrote it here. So just to let you know. First thing I came across was Robert Horry.
Oh man.
Do you think this man is future Hall of Fame material?
Big Shot Bob. I'm gonna
It's the worst nickname ever.
not if you
I'm
hit
glad
a
you
lot
said
of big
that.
I
shots.
don't give a shit.
I'm glad you said that because you were
I
very
don't give a shit.
anti-genuine Drake last week. So
Genuine Drake is the worst. Okay, stop it. Anyway,
Is it genuine or genuine?
Genuine.
Is it Mystique or Mystique?
Is it long short or short long?
Clearly, it was long
Yeah,
short.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he switched teams.
Anyway, all right.
No, listen. Did you
This
have any? Do you have any of those numbers written down? No, right?
What
For
numbers?
what?
Well, we looked at the number. He read off the numbers earlier. And, and all of his numbers are related to the playoff.
He was the first to
games.
100.
Right.
He was the first to 100 steals, 3-pointers, and assists. Maybe I don't know what it said.
Well, regardless of that, you heard the numbers, dude. There's championships that wouldn't have been won if it wasn't for his shot.
My thing is that Robert Horry wasn't an active, that active of a player when he was on the court. Like,
But he has
he
like
didn't do shit.
He's one of the most clutch players of all time.
Clutch because he hit.
Can you check out those numbers again?
But now he has 7. Now he has 7 championships and results.
Yes, okay, but also he did not contribute to.
See if you can get those numbers again. Because, dude, honestly, based on the numbers, if you're a leader in a lot of areas in the playoffs,
I mean, he's not. He's
look,
not
he's gonna bust
one.
him. He's gonna read him right now.
He's
Alright,
a number
so
one.
this is basically the argument for why he should be a Hall of Famer. 7 NBA championships. First player to have 100 steals, blocks, and 3-pointers in one season. Most 3-pointers made in the NBA Finals. 56.
What?
56 3-pointers made in the NBA Finals.
That's big,
So-
man.
so
And
Steph
because a
Curry
lot of them
really,
were big.
I mean,
It's a goddamn 3-point shot. Stop.
But
Okay.
56
But they
of
won
them
championships,
in-
man. You can't.
And what was it, 5 games?
It wasn't game 52 of the regular season.
It was 7 games for finals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know they changed things at one point, but
No, it's always
No, it was always 7.
Oh,
So
it's
finals.
56
the first round
some
was
games.
always 5 games.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then most 3-point field goals made without a miss in playoffs at 7. Most steals in the NBA Finals game with 7. I mean, just the records that he's setting already. I don't know. Top 15 steals and blocks in playoff history.
Playoffs. Wait, what?
Top 15 in steals and blocks in playoff history.
But top 15.
But
Right.
in playoff history.
Playoff history, yo. Listen, it's not like regular
It's
season.
fucking Robert Horry.
But he
Right,
performs in the playoffs.
There's one more, right? Average 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 4 steals in the 95 finals.
95 finals is when they won with Houston, right?
No.
No,
95
they
Houston?
lost in that one, I think.
No,
95
Houston won. Houston repeated.
With who?
Huh?
Who?
Houston won when the Bulls didn't win.
What squad though?
Kenny Smith, Akeem Olajuwon, Robert Horry, I think Clyde. No, I don't know if Clyde was on there. Clyde Drexler was on the team.
Really?
Yeah, that was when they won when Mike retired. They repeated.
I just don't remember Houston ever winning it.
They won 94
Especially-
and 95. Then Mike came back 96 and Mike won again. He resumed his
All right.
winning.
I mean, I think just based off the numbers, man, when you go in Hall of Fame, you got to go numbers.
So I said that he deserves the nomination.
Yeah.
Playoffs are the
I don't
biggest
think he
spotlight of
deserves
the
a fucking
the
Hall of
NBA.
Fame spot.
The NBA playoffs. Why not?
Because
Do they have limited seats?
They should.
Why? How can they have limited seats when the game is continuous?
So I'm saying that they should just nominate players that are just that obvious to be a Hall of Famer. Like, why would you give Robert Horry like?
Because he has
So-
seven
so wait,
championships that he's
wait,
contributed
Did
to.
he get that award yet?
No,
No.
they're asking.
So it's just
Yeah.
like a nod.
Mhm.
Well, no,
But-
they're bringing up the question of
So
whether or
like,
not.
yeah, just like so like a nod, not even like a nomination.
The
just a
thing is,
nod.
though, you focus a lot on
They're like
your-
recognizing his.
Yeah,
accolades.
that he should
Yeah,
that he
right.
should be in the
So
discussion.
you focus
yeah.
a lot on your All-Stars.
I'm
and
fine with
Superstars,
that. Then he
right?
probably won't go to. Hall
I
of Fame.
think
think he will.
I think he should go.
Listen, you focus
So
a lot
what-
on your All-Stars
well,
and
then-
Superstars.
Also,
but
then
you
the
gotta-
question is, who else is in that class then for the Hall of Fame?
You
Of
gotta
his?
give your role players.
Well, yeah.
credit.
So like
His
he's-
class?
So right. So yeah, like he's
Nobody's
nominated.
in his class.
So Robert Horry's nominated. There has to be other
I don't
people
know, I
nominated.
didn't see
for
a
the Hall of
nominee.
Fame.
I
Who's in
get
that
what you're
class
saying.
That's nominated.
I didn't
for
see
the
the
Hall of
nominee
Fame.
class.
Oh, I
It
don't
just
know.
said-
I don't
Because
know.
then you have to base it off of that too. Then like who else is going
True.
against him then?
But I'm just saying, objectively speaking, if we're just talking about him individually,
Yeah. So right. Yeah.
he deserves a spot.
I think
Because there's
I
not-
think, I
it's
think,
not a
I
movie
think
theater.
He deserves a nomination.
It's not a movie theater, dude. It's not limited
I
capacity.
don't think that he's winning Hall of Fame.
Why not?
I don't. Well,
Well, it's not a
first
reward
off-
that one person gets per year. I mean, you have multiple people who get.
Right, but not all of those people that are mentioned get that.
How many people? I bet. How many people know about Robert Horry?
A lot.
This is my thing. Listen.
How many people understand his spot in history?
None.
Bad Dad, no basketball.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that no.
Because that's
basketball,
what we're talking about.
Then that's different. Then, yeah.
This is what I'm
Because
saying.
we're not talking about the Hall of Fame of sports. We're talking about basketball Hall of Fame.
No, right. But and within that realm, I'm saying
People
people
him.
nowadays wouldn't know about Robert Horry. So you have to think about that too, though. Like,
Listen,
But the people
those are
that
also
matter
pros.
know. The people making the decisions know.
Yeah, sure.
The
Yeah.
people making the decisions are basketball
But how far does that go?
savvy with high IQs of what's gone on in the basketball NBA forever. So that when you compare, listen, I can understand why you wouldn't say he shouldn't, but the NBA playoffs are the biggest spotlight in basketball worldwide.
Yeah, but
And he performed-
If you actually
he
look
performed
at the
at a-
shot that he put up, you're like, he maybe shouldn't have even made those shots.
That's a
Like,
lot of Sean Marion's shot went in a lot.
Yeah, but it's like, it's almost like
Lonzo Ball
It's
can
almost
shoot
like
it.
luck.
Is a good shot, huh?
It's almost like luck in certain situations. For
Okay,
his, like,
luck,
game
but
winning-
how many times did he do it? How many times can you say luck and not just hard work or
People
ability
say
to
that
shoot?
about Ray Allen too. I mean, I don't know.
Ray Allen.
See, I don't see Ray Allen as a
He'll be a Hall
He
of
is it
Famer.
or he is?
Huh?
He will be a Hall of Famer.
He will be. He should be. Right. I would put Ray Allen over Robert Horry.
No.
No.
This is what I'm telling you right now.
Dang.
Not in
He can't-
accolades.
he
Not
can't-
in accolades, man.
Maybe not accolades.
Listen,
I don't know.
we're
Yeah,
talking
'cause
about
like-
we
'cause
gotta
like-
talk about
Okay,
his sum
I'm
of the
sorry.
career.
But before this mention, did anyone know about Robert Horry's accolades?
They did.
I didn't.
In '95, everybody did. In '96,
Okay,
everybody did.
what-
The people who are you hear
I
are-
said before this was mentioned.
because
right
the
now.
people who are we're
Did
talking about
anyone
right
else
now.
talk about that? No.
Yes, but it depends on the age group you're asking.
No, the only thing,
It depends.
no,
Those
Dave,
kids
the only
are
thing that matters
They
is
do.
are the
I
people
don't think
are,
so.
we're talking about is he going to get voted in.
Yeah.
So
right.
the only thing that matters is who is voting.
I say,
Are they basketball
I say-
savvy? Do they understand what his... Listen,
They should-
when you perform as he did in the playoffs consistently, how can you say that he did? It was all luck.
Well, because I feel like because I
He had
watched
better
those
stats than
playoffs-
just 3-pointers.
I feel like because I watched those playoffs, I feel like he wasn't.
Do you remember the '95 playoffs?
No, off the top of my head, no, I do not. But I'm
I
thinking
guarantee
of
we
him.
go back and look at Robert Horry's highlights, and we would be like, oh shit, you know what? Robert Horry was an efficient
You know,
player.
you know what? We should definitely do that.
I think we should.
We should.
But I'm gonna listen. I respect that you would say he wouldn't, but that's what the Hall of Fame is all
Yeah,
about.
I just-
look
I
at
just-
they fucking won't vote Barry Bonds in, right? Because some people say that
I agree with
that performance enhancement was fucked with the
He-
sport when it really made baseball that much better, and they should bring it back. Yo, they be cranking
No.
motherfucking baseballs out there park.
No.
Everybody be Aaron Judge.
Should not happen. Should not happen.
Baseball was so much better.
Not a good idea. I mean, like, yeah, it was entertaining for sure.
Like basketball was
Like,
so
they
much
were
better
gonna
without
kill
the hand.
themselves.
Basketball is so much better with the handshake.
Yeah, sure.
You know, you take some shit away, it
No,
takes
you're
some
right about
fucking
that.
for the product.
Yeah.
Well, if they brought it back,
Like
I
if you
really
didn't
hope
put
that they
the ice cube in the
Ah! Oh, man.
I really hope
It's
that they-
really just coke laying around.
Universal.
I really hope that they would lower their
Universal.
salary.
Oh, Universal.
If they legalize the whole PED thing, I really hope they lower their salary. You
Oh,
know?
but exactly, right. It was Jack and
So-
Homers. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
the
great.
record's
It's
going
a
to be
great
like
show.
103.
It's a great show, but it's wrestling at that point. It's fake as fuck.
Right. Exactly.
It's
How
gonna
fun
be
is it
just
really
as
is?
profitable. There'll be more people sitting outside of the stadiums ready to catch a ball than be inside.
The Sox can use that.
The Sox use a
Hey,
lot of
hold up.
things.
Stop it. All right, both of y'all.
But they boo boo and they don't have any damn.
Did you say they
Hold
boo
on. We aren't, actually. We are not boo boo, and y'all better take that shit back.
No, we're gonna do it again. One more time for
You
it.
know what I'm saying? No
One more time.
We could definitely make the playoffs within this season, for sure.
I'm not saying it's impossible. All I'm saying is
All I'm saying
they
is,
have no fans, and there's a reason for that.
Wait,
You're
are we
literally
talking about
one out
them
of
making the playoffs this year?
yeah.
Oh, that's impossible.
Let me tell you the exclusiveness that you're giving up, Dave. He's 1 out of 12 Sox fans.
What?
So if you ever go to a Sox game, ain't nobody there. You got the
You
employees.
can get tickets cheap.
You got
That's
the-
what's the worst thing about the Cubs getting good. You can't get the bleacher seats for as cheap as you
Yeah,
do.
but I'm not gonna sit with some drunk ass fucking frat boy that's gonna spill beer all over me the whole game.
It's not everybody.
And spit. That is the goddamn bleachers.
Let me tell you something.
That is the goddamn bleachers.
There's a lot of hot.
And they spend like $80 a
Wrigley
ticket.
got hotter chicks
Stop
than
Yes, for sure. Yes, without a doubt.
100%.
But that's not why I go to a baseball game. I'm trying to watch baseball. Not fucking
Agreed.
women.
No,
But listen,
I prefer
we all
to
know
go
that
to
a baseball game.
baseball cannot keep my fucking attention for 9
You are
innings.
talking about a game, not women.
Look,
If you're going to a game to watch women, you're not interested in a game.
No,
at all.
that's
You're
what I'm not saying.
watching women.
But the
So what the fuck then?
The baseball.
No, I cannot do
That's
that.
not what I'm saying.
Because that is 70% of the fucking fans that go to really.
Let me tell you how a
I'll
baseball
watch
game
a good
goes.
4 innings. I'm not watching all night. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm getting drunk. I'm buying food. I'm
If
looking at
you
bitches.
go to a baseball game, this man, okay, I'm sorry.
Let me tell you about how baseball games go. You get there, it's like, I don't know, almost the second inning, right? Because by the time you sit down,
You get there before the first pitch.
how the fuck does that
Yeah.
happen when you're trying to get there through Addison?
You pregame at 9 a.m. Game's at 1:20.
Listen,
You get there at 11, 12. Have a hot dog or two.
regardless of
started
that,
before
baseball
the game
games
starts.
go.
Am I wrong about that?
That's why you watch all 9 innings.
Chicago.
What is this, a tailgating?
Chicago.
Anyway, baseball
it's
games.
not because you can't fucking tailgate at Wrigley Field. It's fucking that big.
It is that big.
It's this big.
Baseball game. It looks
Real
like
life scale. That big.
In
All
this
right?
little fucking area.
Baseball games go
They
by
fucking
so
shrink
much quicker
players.
than
Go
when
ahead.
you're on. Like if you're watching it on TV at home, it takes forever. But if you're at the field, it feels like it goes by that quick.
It does.
Like
That's because
when you break it down in beers, there's like an inning and a half per beer.
I'm
What is
saying,
that about, though? Why is that?
By the end of it, you got like 6-7 cups. You
Right,
feel happy
you're
about
stacked.
yourself. You're like, look how many
You're
cups
stacked.
I've got. You stand up and you say proudly.
Also, hold
Cups,
on.
cups.
One big fucking gripe that I will always have, and they have not changed this, is the goddamn trough in the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
oh, dude, that's the worst fucking thing.
I
in the
have
world.
old guy dick next to me on both sides.
I don't pee in there.
I don't want old guy dick next
I
to
don't
me.
This is
because
true.
you're pissed.
I don't pee in
Listen.
Wrigley.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't like when
You
there's 3.
can't go into the fucking stalls because some guy's throwing up because he had 9 hot dogs and 10 beers
I do not
with his
appreciate
fucking Cubs
at
hat
all
backwards. Like,
being
stop
in
it.
one urinal next
Stop.
to being
Fuck you.
using one urinal next to somebody else.
I fucking hate
I
it.
hate that. I don't
I
need
hate
your
it.
dick that close to me
I have-
while it's out of your pants.
There you go. Yeah.
I just wish every place had a divider.
Oh, hold on. My thing is the guy throwing up in the trough with 2 dicks right here. Like,
Yeah,
what is that about?
This
Because
motherfucker.
that happens.
That
on,
happens?
like, kind of a regular basis.
it's pretty
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
He's like,
Kind of a regular basis.
I mean, so yeah, because like
You
I don't
can't
ever
look.
go to Cubs games. Like when I do, that has happened a good 3-5 times. out of
So
10.
you can only assume.
that has happened half the time.
All the time.
5 out of 10, that's half.
That's a
I've
lot.
never
That
been
is
to a ball
50%
game.
of the time.
That's a lot of
And
time.
that's a lot of the time.
I'd rather lean over the balcony.
That means
I'd rather lean over the
That
balcony and
means-
puke onto the field.
there is some kind of average of some guy walking out of Wrigley Field with piss all over.
1 out of 2 guys are fucking going
Because
in
he's
there.
like throwing
No,
up.
1 out of 2, 50%. 1 out of 2
So
guys
there
are
you go.
going in
Wow,
there.
that's fun.
One's pissing, one's throwing up.
Holy shit.
And chances are, it's like, if we're walking in there, like, and we don't know each other, you're gonna go and pee, and I might just, like, right beside you, just throw my head down, and, like, your dick's there, but hopefully I got blinders on.
It might happen.
And if you're
You
drunk,
never had blind.
and if you're drunk, you're not looking at dicks.
Nope.
Listen.
You're not.
If
We're
you're
gonna
sober,
stop-
you're not looking at dicks.
Stop it.
No.
Stop it. Enough. We're gonna stop talking about dicks at the baseball game.
See,
I don't give a fuck about
Wrigley
it.
Field, Cubs fans, fuck all. Fuck all. The
Wait.
trough is fucking me up, okay? Fuck a Wrigley Field.
You don't even like the Sox.
I do. What the fuck is that about? Hold on. I've been a goddamn Sox fan my whole life.
Well,
Okay?
listen. All I'm saying
I
is,
still call it Comiskey.
Yeah.
And my favorite brewery
Me
is
too.
right next to Comiskey Park.
me
So,
too. But that's
fuck
just
all.
like saying you're Chicagoan, so I'm always call it the Sears Tower.
No, it's
Me
like being
too.
a Chicagoan liking the Sox, not the Cubs, because you're a real life Chicagoan.
I don't know what that means.
It's not even true. Nobody likes.
I don't even know what that means.
Nobody likes going to fucking.
That's not how that
No
works.
one likes to go. No, they don't. But
If
I.
you're really a fan, like I'd take the inconvenient trip to go to United Center and take 45 minutes to exit that motherfucker. So to me, it's about the
This
dedication of the
man,
fans.
this man leaves in the 4th quarter. Like I don't give a fuck.
Dude, I don't even care that this is a
I'll
time
listen to
game
it.
in like 4 minutes
I'll
left.
fucking listen to it in traffic for the hour that I'm in traffic leaving United Center.
But I will go, goddammit.
Yo, it takes forever to get out the UC.
It does.
But listen,
It does.
let's get back to some shit because we
We
started
ain't
with
shit.
Robert Horry and then we went to baseball
Robert
game
fucking
and
Horry.
dicks in
Hall
your
of
face and
Famer.
throwing up in the fucking trough.
Shit.
So, Manu Ginobili,
Oh,
Tired.
yeah,
Latest spur to call it quits.
That I guess we can
He
agree
is
on as a
deserving.
future Hall of Famer.
That guy for sure, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Clutch.
I'm glad he
Cut that.
called it quits. I'm glad he called it quits before it started to deteriorate further.
He's still
You
old
can
as
see
fuck.
he's old, but
He's
he
like
did,
41, right? Something like that.
I don't even know.
He's
I'm
up
not
there.
sure how old.
I really do wish that Tony Parker would have done the same and became.
Me too, man.
Why did they not all leave?
Why are you going to Charlotte? Why are you at the Bobcats?
Fucking Michael's Wizard seasons.
You were on one of the best franchises in history.
Nobody. No, if you're a Spurs
Tim
fan.
Duncan.
And he was a part of their like bigger accolades.
Tim Duncan retired as a
Most
lifelong
definitely,
Spur. Ginobili's doing the
David
same.
Robinson.
David Robinson, and now you could have been the same, Tony, but now you wanted to do that. I
If
don't
you're a
understand.
Spurs fan, you probably are not acknowledging that. But again, we're getting again off track.
I just don't see. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, no. But Ginobili is honestly
Ginobili is
yeah,
one of the
super
best
dope.
players in the NBA.
dude swatted a bat.
Yes, I saw that video again the other day.
I forgot about that.
And then he just handed it to the security
He was
guy.
like, here you go, guys.
That was actually a top
I don't know if
10
they do
of
this.
the
I
year
just did this
for that year.
I found
Yeah.
this. I found a bat.
So shout out to Manu.
I don't know what the fuck to do with
Here it
it.
is. Here's
He's
a bat.
holding it. Like,
Shout out to Manu.
Word.
End of an era. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. I think Pop is going soon.
Yeah.
yeah.
Pop's had a difficult year. We talked about it.
Yeah.
He's had a difficult year.
I think he's still an amazing coach, though.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
yeah. But
I don't
his
see why you
difficult
wouldn't
year-
want to get mentored by
His
him.
difficult year extends beyond just basketball. I mean, you know, he had his thing
Which
with
is
his
like,
wife and,
which is why basketball might become something he may latch onto even further, though.
This is true.
Because what
He might buy a team. He might put some stake in San Antonio.
I think that's when it ultimately said that he may be ownership or something.
Yeah,
like that.
for sure. He's getting older too, though, so he might just be like, I'm done.
Yeah, a lot of these coaches are, man. A
Yeah.
lot of these guys, they're getting old.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, shit. Yeah. The guys that were like, you know, in their 40s when we were kids and shit.
Yeah,
are now, like
they're
60s and they're nearing exit. And
Phil Jackson's old as fuck.
Phil Jackson's super fucking old.
He is, though.
He's like 103.
I mean, even Phil's still wise, though.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
It's
I mean,
weird how coaches just don't lose that.
Yeah.
Like wisdom.
the game keeps you sharp.
So I'll say that,
Always
not
fucking
to,
up with New York.
not to bring up, personal stuff, but my father, he was my only baseball coach, and like a manager at that. Like he ran the team, My brother was the assistant coach, whatever. But like he coached my brother and myself, and like after I was done with baseball, it was like a gap until my nephew started playing baseball, and he just naturally became my nephew's coach, and
He's coaching now?
yeah,
Really?
it's just like this like cycle.
Yeah.
You just don't lose that want to teach.
Wow, that's
Which is
dope.
good.
That's gonna keep him sharp.
Yeah, you get
Right.
that old school leadership too, though, for
Right.
him,
Right.
No, that's
So-
awesome.
So yeah, like those younger kids have that old school wisdom with that.
That's
Yeah.
cool, man.
So like a pop.
You think your dad missed his purpose in that?
What's that?
Like your dad missed his purpose in like coaching? He could have went further
No,
in
I
coaching.
mean, well, like sure, yeah, of course he could have for sure.
You
He
know,
never
like-
wanted to do that though.
No,
That wasn't
really?
like a thing of his.
Oh.
yeah.
Because I mean,
think
he's
he
great
just
with like
did it
that.
for like his family,
Okay.
and like he wanted to pass down his knowledge to his family,
Yeah.
Right.
And
be
if
involved
other
in it.
people, gain that knowledge too, that's just even
Okay.
better. I mean, like I'm sure he wanted to be a coach on a bigger level for sure. Like who doesn't want to do that?
Right.
Just like when we played baseball as young kids, we want to aspire to be, in the majors.
Exactly.
And whatnot.
No, that's a good point. That's a good
Like you
point.
kind of get a knack for it. You're like, oh, I think I can do this like big time, and like you want to do that. But
And I didn't mean to like but I just mean like I do know that like your dad is like in terms of sports really good in that regard.
sports
Like
in general, yeah.
he also has he has a lot of knowledge to pass down. Like
Definitely.
I feel like he could have definitely done something in that field.
I agree.
Coaching and
I
and baseball, but even maybe basketball.
Oh yeah,
both.
both.
That
He was great in both. So
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Your pops is, man, you could tell. Most
Yeah.
definitely. Just playing with him when we were playing when we were younger.
Yeah.
Your dad was a beast.
yeah, in baseball he was a first baseman, but he taught my brother how to pitch, and my brother was left-handed, and my father's right-handed.
That's crazy.
But he taught him how to pitch, and he was one of the best pitchers that came out of Copper's Park.
That's
So,
dope.
yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, definitely.
Most definitely.
Shout out to Ralph.
Yes, sir.
That was a shout out to Glenn.
I'm just shout out Glenn.
Shout out to Pops and Opera Shit. Opposite.
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 Opposite shout out to Glenn.
Shout out to fucking Glenn.
Opposite. Shout Pat Penny.
But much love to you and thanks for
Pat
coming
Penny,
on.
shout out. Pat Penny, opposite shit. Wait, what is it?
Opposite.
Opposite.
Can't
even say it.
Pat Penny, long short week.
Long
But-
story, we all that.
It was really good to see you, Glenn, and it was nice to talk.
Although, as I put on this comment, I don't know if you saw it. I put a comment on your video.
No, I didn't see it.
So on his video, he said something like, "Oh, maybe Glenn will get a proper shout out, on the next podcast."
Oh right, I did.
I completely decided against that because I put on this comment. I said, maybe he'll get a proper shout out, but Glenn kind of brought this on himself, and to me, this is the exact wording I used. I said something about like coincidence does not. Remember, I told you what it was, right?
Yeah, but I don't remember now.
Anyway, coincidence does not earn clemency.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And he just randomly popped up at this part. It's not like he was planning on being in a fucking vlog.
Maybe not random. Yeah. So he wasn't planning on being in my vlog.
Yeah. So, still opposite shout out to you.
Word.
We'll
The
talk
man-
about
the
that
man
later.
gets
I'm
no
sure.
credit.
Glenn hit me up earlier today, and we were talking about some other shit. And then at the end of the conversation, he says, "What's up with that rude ass shout out or rude ass mention?" And I'm like, "We'll talk about it later." And then I hung up the phone.
Sometimes you just gotta get opposite shouted out.
Listen, the reason why, and I kind of addressed this in my last vlog, and then we're gonna get into the rest of these topics, but the reason why Glenn gets an opposite shout out, and now most of you viewers should know who Glenn is. Glenn is a very unreliable motherfucker. When I first messaged these boys and I was like, "Yo, let's get this podcast started," Glenn was part of that chat.
He was.
He sent 2 messages,
He was.
and then you never heard from Glenn again. So, opposite shout out to you.
I still haven't heard from Glenn.
I heard from him a couple times, but yeah.
I seen
Anyways,
him.
I seen it.
He
I
did
seen
see them. You seen them.
I look like a hamburger.
So these next couple topics, I just kind of want to glaze over because I personally on this podcast do not want to give the NFL much attention.
Yeah, I mean,
But we will for this though.
let's just graze
So
over.
we're gonna skim over these first two things, and then there's one point about the NFL that will make. Anyway, Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ, one of the biggest contracts as a wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
And then Aaron Rodgers, like the biggest contract in football, pretty much ever.
Yeah.
So
Deserving, both of them.
Kaepernick, Colin Kaepernick,
And Eric Reed.
Eric Reed was he the other one that we're trying to
He's
think
the
about?
other player. Yeah.
Man, so big contracts going around.
Deserving. NFL, give them that money, motherfucker.
No. I was gonna say Eric Reed is part of the Colin Kaepernick.
Oh. Well, yeah, give him his money too,
But
goddamn.
hell yeah, both of them. Yeah.
So Colin Kaepernick's case,
Colin?
Colin.
I call him Colin.
Don't.
There's not two
Don't.
L's.
You should not.
There's not 2 L's. There's 1 L in his name.
His name is Colin.
No, Colin.
And we all
is
know
2
that
L's.
after the very many videos that have been posted.
I really disagree.
Let's
Colin is literally with 2 L's.
Let's
If you don't have 2 L's, I'm sorry, your name is Colin. I don't give a fuck how you tell me to pronounce
Let's just take a retake on that.
it. No, you just straight up Colin.
Alright. It is Colin.
Look at Colin Powell. Same thing.
You can stop it. He is called Colin. So he is
Listen,
Colin.
I don't care.
You should.
Why?
Because he is an activist. And
That's great. It has nothing to do with his name.
I'm saying for viewership
It
purposes.
has nothing to do with Colin's name. Okay?
Alright. Okay.
I understand the negative connotation with it.
Proceed.
I'm not talking C-O-L-O-N colon. I'm talking C-O-L-I-N colon. You know what I'm saying? That's
As
a
in
name. Like Colin Powell.
I
like
get that.
Colin Kaepernick.
It is very close to.
Add another L if you want to be called Colin guy.
Alright.
Alright. So his case is going to be heard against the NFL. I'm not sure if he's like appealing to NFL like top dogs or if he's taking it to some legal.
I guess the hearing is just going to be heard. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of like arbitrator or whatnot. Like, I don't know.
It's in some.
Yeah, but I mean, I
legal
feel
case.
like, this is great for him. I feel like they said that because the NFL applied for it to be appealed or dismissed or whatnot.
Yeah.
It was denied because they apparently the denial of that seems to point to the fact that there's got to be more, or he's got a lot of evidence that is valid, and there's enough of it to go to a hearing, you know,
Which
so
it
that,
has.
and which it's going to do right now.
Right.
Man, dude, like, how can the NFL say that they haven't? Like, people are it can't just be everybody
It's all
saying,
going
"Oh, we need a quarterback, but we're not going to look at Colin."
Right.
Right? Well, no, we don't want him because they don't even have a valid reason. They just say they don't want to look at him.
How about
They said, I've heard teams say that it could be a distraction.
So it was that, but also
Fuck all that.
you're told that if you were to take any type of stance against, you know, pledging the flag or whatever it is, or pledging allegiance, you'll be fined.
Yeah.
And possibly suspended for an undetermined amount of time. So of course, naturally, people that want to make money in the business that they're in, they say,
it's a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Although we still say fuck Goodell because the NBA makes it work.
So the fact that he's making that rule already means that A, you're probably really racist, and B, you don't really care about what's going on and why they're protesting.
Let's be honest.
So
Right?
why don't we look into why they're
The
protesting?
NFL is structured as a racist league. It's like it's not race. It's a big. What's the word? Bigotry. Basically, there's a lot of bigotry going on in there. So the NFL, the owners, so the owners of the team defer to Goodell, right? And those two create a environment where the players have no choice. Like, these are people who are like, this is all they know and they need to make money. So they're making it where the players either have a choice whether or not they're going to kneel or stand with, you know, their brothers, and meaning they're both, you know, their brothers and their teammates. You know what I'm saying? Like, to stand for what they believe in. And the NFL is putting them in a position where they just, it's like, okay, if we do, which we really we're leaning towards, we lose our paycheck.
Do you know?
All I've done is football.
Do you
right?
know,
Most of these players, all they've done is football.
With the Kaepernick case, do you know who was initially the one who was like, "Oh, I can't believe he's kneeling,"
No.
and like was a whistleblower? Because realistically, like if it didn't have the attention on TV or the attention politically on Twitter or whatever,
It gained traction very quick.
if it didn't have that, nobody would give a fuck. Nobody would notice because NFL, you're getting a product out of that, and you know these tickets are gonna sell because people love football. And if nobody was like, "Oh shit, Kaepernick's kneeling while this anthem is going on," nobody would give a fuck. Nobody would pay attention.
You
to
don't
it.
think that
I think it's ownership.
You don't think that they didn't know the implications of actually pointing that out, knowing what it would do? Man, people aren't stupid. Yeah, people aren't stupid. So they knew.
Again.
Oh, Colin just kneeled during the anthem. Oh, what, we know why. Again,
Everyone knows why.
motherfuckers know already. Like, motherfuckers know why he's kneeled. Oh, he kneeled because, you know, for good cause. And regardless of what they may think, no, that's against what our agenda is. Mm-hmm. So we have to.
Why do you always got an agenda?
We can point it out, and we can cause ripples, and there's a ripple effect. Yeah. And the next thing you know, he's been blackballed, and there's collusion or alleged collusion, and.
I don't think I ever heard that word until this whole Trump
collusion.
thing.
I've heard collusion before.
I don't think I ever.
Yeah,
you know, I thought you were a fucking thesaurus or a linguist.
I didn't say that. I
I mean,
never.
Nixon.
Like, I just never heard it.
There was collusion in Nixon. His presidency.
Reagan.
Reagan too.
Yeah.
Reagan's a piece of shit.
Most.
Anyways.
Yeah. So. Yeah. As
Off
far as
the rails, this podcast
Let's just
is.
set up every black vote in the world. Or, well, nation, rather.
The whole Kaepernick thing is,
No, go Cap.
it's
I hope
literally
that.
Oh, yeah, go Cap.
yeah.
I hope that this all goes in his favor. He
Yeah.
deserves whatever the fuck he can get from the NFL because they're on some bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the payout's going to be, or if there even is a payout.
Whatever it is, he deserves. If it's a win, if it's just a victory that it's known that it
happened. I don't see him
happened.
getting put on a team after this.
No, I don't see it either.
No.
He's just never going to play football
He
again.
deserves some type of compensation.
Yeah.
But just if it's just a recognition that the NFL did this, because that in itself is negative press that the NFL will not want.
When they took him out of the NFL, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL at that time.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely stand with a lot of starters.
Mm-hmm. No, like now, he's probably one of the best right now. If he were to go back in,
I don't know about that.
He would be top 10 for sure, top 15 without a doubt.
It's been some years.
Well, so what? There's 27 teams, so yes.
Repetition.
It's been like 2 seasons.
There's no quarterbacks out there.
How old is he now?
He's still young.
He's young as shit.
27 maybe?
I don't know.
26.
He'd be fine.
I'm going to say it would take him a few years.
He would be in the playoffs for sure without a doubt.
I don't know about
every
that.
season.
Bottom line is, this podcast, we're rooting for you, Cap. Fuck the NFL. And now we move on because I'm tired of talking about the NFL.
Word.
Fuck them. We're going to also just graze over this topic because it can get a little choppy as well. We're going to go ahead and say, shout out to Illinois Governor Rauner. He has decided to legalize hemp, which is just one step closer. He also loosened the restraints on medical marijuana. So now, if you have chronic pain, you have access to it. And
I thought it was opioids or whatever.
Yeah, opioids. So opioids are used when you have chronic pain when they're prescribed correctly. So you get 60 days, and then your doctor can extend it if you want. So making things much more reachable, which is also just loosening.
It's good, man, for a lot of people.
Shout out for all the stoners out there, you know.
That and all the people that it contributes, helps to their health, man.
Yeah,
100%.
Like, the only reason why it's not 100% legal, even federally, pharmacies, man, making that money. But we don't want to get into these political topics because we're not a political podcast.
No.
We ain't a PP over here. So,
Political podcast.
no PPs.
No PPs.
We ain't down with PP. Anyway, other shit. There's not like a whole lot that I really have on the agenda here. If you watched the Joe Budden podcast, I know we talked about them last week and their new deal or whatever with Spotify. So, Maul, one of the people from the podcast, I believe today is Joe Budden's birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Virgo brothers.
So he put a picture of him out there. He has this little noir photo. He has like a black hat on. And you see all his tattoos on the side and shit. And Maul put, I want to make sure I quoted him properly here. He said he looks like the uncle that gives you a long speech before asking you for some money. So shout out to Joe Budden. Happy birthday to that guy.
That's funny.
Let's see, and then I guess I have a couple other things off topic before we go into anything music. We don't have a lot of music.
No, I just want to talk about M.
Number one, Cosby Show, right? Jeffrey Owens, who played Elvin Thibodeau, found out that this motherfucker apparently is now working at Trader Joe's as a cashier.
And I believe it, because he was on the bus back then, and he's on the bus right now.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, but
I'm not salty for him because I was fucking a Dominic's employee for 8 years. If you are outside of Chicago, it's a grocery store.
It used to be a grocery store.
And over 8 years, like literally maybe 7 days short of 8 years working there before they closed down, I went from $6.50 an hour to $11.25 an hour. Given it's my fault, I probably should have stayed there that long. But
your ass is just not thinking forwardly.
I was not. And then, if you guys want to talk about this right now, because we literally have just like one music subject, the Ivy League of colleges for smart people. If you are in the Ivy League and you make under a certain amount of money a year, based on whatever, how many people in your house, dependents, all that shit, you are getting a free ride. So something for you children to shoot for, get some straight A's in this bitch.
Fuck all that. Listen, I struggled, and I'm still struggling. They can go in your check and continuously take money.
I believe if it's Harvard, if your family makes under 45 a year.
I thought they said, because Yale was like 51 or 61. No, I'm sorry, 61. 61 was what. Man, that's crazy. At Harvard, man, you ain't gotta make. Man, you be like, man, I got a job. Just need to go to school.
It was weird. I think it was Harvard then Brown.
It's crazy. Now all these Ivy League schools are offering And then the NYU was the first.
Free
The medical school was the first one to do this so far, where they offer free tuition to medical.
Well, I think San Francisco is the one who started all this, and they started offering free community college, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to them for even starting this movement. But
all I want to know is what's up with my student loans being taken away.
Yeah, so that's also a really good point, though.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, so they have this thing where if it's 30 or 40 years of debt that you've been paying it off, you haven't paid it off yet, they're gonna wash it.
That's way too fucking long.
That's how it was.
But so
you pay it off
right,
in 30 or 40 years.
Stipulation,
After you hit a certain amount of years of paying it,
they'll just wipe it.
Yeah, they'll fucking call it.
Fuck. 30 or 40 years, it's like 97% paid off.
The problem is years that you're trying to make money so you can get your life going.
That
so
helps.
like at 50 years old, if you stop making me pay, I should already have things established. If not,
that helps if you already had your master's early in life and you went back to school to get another master's. Then you're not paying all of that debt off. Then, as long as you're, doesn't matter how much you add to that debt. As long as you've been paying it off for that long, it'll still be wiped. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. No, I get you. I just would like them to take. I would like to look at my student loan account and see that it's gone.
Right.
If you're gonna just give people free tuition, man, we could have gotten free tuition back in the day.
But so I feel
cash out.
No, but in the grand scheme of things, is dope. I think schooling shouldn't be something so fucking monetarily like driven.
It shouldn't cost you $150,000.
It should not.
Degree.
No way.
Ever.
It's free in.
If it costs me 20, if it costs me 20.
Half these teachers ain't even fucking equipped to be a teacher.
Half these teachers aren't even teachers. They're not.
You can't listen, dude. I cannot understand how you can take somebody who just graduated from school and got a degree and have the ability to teach, and then put them as a college professor in a school.
Well, a lot of people do that because if you become a teacher with your degree, they forgive your loans like that much faster. 10 years.
That's cool, man. That's cool. True. But what does that do for me? Like, these motherfuckers should go out into the field, work in the field, come back 5-6 years later.
I agree, but
that's totally right.
They have the credentials right now,
so they go and get the job. So they're gonna toss them in there, right?
Yeah. Again, it does nothing for me.
People,
I feel like
but schools need teachers.
To me, schools geared towards the student, but the teacher is the worst fucking. They don't go, huh?
I agree. To me, being a teacher should require almost as much school as becoming a doctor, and their pay should go up.
And I think both of them should be getting paid way more than they do.
Yeah,
teachers and doctors.
It depends what you do in the medical field because you make.
And also what you do as a teacher.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Right. But I mean, in general, it should take a lot more schooling if you're going to be trusting other people's education in your hands.
I think you're right.
Your pay should definitely go up as well. There's more
they should be getting paid. If anything, more doctors and teachers.
Yeah. Teachers need to get paid more, but not all teachers.
But yeah, definitely not all teachers. No, I've had some lazy teachers. I've had some amazing teachers though.
Yeah, agreed.
That have still molded me till this day. I still remember shit that I've learned. You know, life lessons they've taught me. You know,
a teacher ideally makes a big impact on you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
If you have a good teacher, they last forever. Like they in your head.
Totally.
Yes. Ideally, they make a big lasting impact. And if they're not in it for the same reasons that the good ones are. You know.
No, but the reality of it is most teachers aren't really. Well, not most. There's a lot of teachers that really aren't in it for the love. And I feel like the majority of those are college professors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Middle school, high school, that's a different kind of ball game. Those teachers, I think, have a passion because they have to deal with students daily in a more interactive way personally. You know, like they have to be one-on-one, not all the time, but they are almost one-on-one with you on a daily basis. There's some sort of communication with you. Well, sometimes you can walk into a professor's class in college and not speak to the motherfucker for like weeks.
A lot of college professors, it's their side job that they're teaching what they do in their field in their regular job, and the ones that aren't are usually like retired from their actual careers. So, if you have somebody who that's their side job, you know, they're first of all already tired from whatever they do during the day, and they're literally coming there like it's a paycheck, come here, rattle this off. If you don't get it, sucks for you. If you do get it, great, you know, and then they're gone.
I had a business class, man. This dude was a ex-big lawyer, like the summertime, like he taught at Harvard as well, but like he would come, he lived from, I guess he was from Chicago, so he taught at Northeastern. You know, this dude had the greatest, like, he would form the greatest relationships between like real life stories and the topic. There's no replacement for that.
Do you think that this free tuition is gonna positively or negatively impact the quality of teacher you get. Because I'm not sure as far as salary goes in Ivy League schools, do they make more than your average professor?
I don't think that should factor in.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna matter.
I think it's gonna matter. Because now the school is losing revenue.
No. Like,
the school
that I see what you're saying, but they're not going to just up and get new teachers or worse teachers because tuition went down.
I mean,
it's not going to happen.
For sure, but here's the thing: once you get tenured
they're
as a teacher,
not going to fire teachers with tenure.
Once you get tenured as a teacher, you're making you're basically a union employee. You're making certain amount of money. You're expecting a raise every certain. Once they stop paying tuition,
I see your point. I just don't see that happening personally.
I mean.
I just don't know enough about that system to say that whether or not that could happen. But I don't think that it will matter.
I like to not think so, but I mean, think about it. If you have a $200,000 tuition in one of these gigantic schools, and then all of a sudden everybody who's under this amount of money in their household now they don't have to pay that $200,000. You know, that's gonna make a significant difference.
But then that school that does that is gonna be looked at negatively, and then they won't get students that come in there. There won't be new enrollment. They're just like, oh, they're just gonna sign
do you think just like the quality of education?
They don't want to teach me anything, and I'm not gonna go there now.
Think about it though. If you go to Harvard and you graduate, you still got the Harvard name on your degree. And even if you have a lower quality of teacher, you're D1 in more than just education. You know. So do you think people are gonna want to go there less because the quality of education is lower?
There are people that won't mind that, but there's also people that will mind that, and I think that's where I stand. Yeah.
I guess it really depends. If you're an Ivy League school that has, some renowned sports.
You're right about that though. Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, I want that diploma with Harvard on it, so I don't care what I have to go through.
Yeah.
I'll do it."
I mean, to this day, it's probably a bunch of people's dreams who are in 8th grade right now. Oh yeah, my plan is to go to Harvard.
And also, who's to say that they haven't done that already? Where they just replaced good teachers with bullshit teachers because they felt like they could.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to what we were talking about.
You don't really know what the system is really like. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of ins and outs.
Right.
That I'm not privy to.
Budget cuts that don't have to cut the budget.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit we don't know about.
Everything is
the ins and outs.
Find someone to do the job for cheaper. Yeah.
The behind the scenes is really what we don't understand. I'm not saying I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's move on to that.
So
topic.
I definitely agree with helping out lower income people or students or potential students or families, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come with a price.
School system very similar as far as tuition goes to the quality of lunch that you're getting, in the way that if you make a certain amount of money, being well off does not take a high amount of money typically in your school. If you're making $40,000 a year, they're like, oh, you're good, you can pay this tuition yourself.
Yeah.
They don't factor in the other shit that you have to do in life and the other bills that you have.
Right, they were like, oh, you make $40,000, that means you can pay $40,000.
Yeah.
What?
No.
That is not how this works. That is not how any of this works.
School only costs $30,000 a year. You have a $10,000 surplus.
That is before tax.
Yeah.
First of all,
Mm-hmm.
that's the very first.
After tax is $33,000.
How are you gonna act like I don't have rent
Mm-hmm.
and other expenses and a cell phone?
Yeah.
I hate that subject. I pisses me off so much.
All right. We'll move on from it then. I think since we have only one real big thing to talk about as far as rap goes, we'll start with Kanye West's late registration. His 13-year anniversary was yesterday.
Which why I celebrate 13.
Yeah, which,
cool.
You know what?
That Kanye was cool.
Kanye, I mind celebrating.
That was my favorite album from Kanye West. Right there.
I still really love College Dropout.
Yeah, as a whole.
But the first two albums were definitely. He didn't have the sophomore curse. He really had a.
No, he did not.
Senior curse.
No, he had the junior curse.
No, because I like
graduation.
Graduation.
Was me.
I fucked with Graduation. After that, I started.
Well, so was it 808s or was it Graduation? 808 came before Graduation.
I liked Graduation.
Yeah, it did.
No.
Yeah, it did.
No.
Definitely.
No.
Heartbreak's 808. Yeah.
I think Graduation came before.
All right.
I don't remember specifically on that.
Yeah.
All I know is, so after those two
Pretty sure
albums,
Graduation came before.
I didn't really care much for 808s, but after that is when I started to lose Kanye.
No, my deep, twisted, dark,
beautiful dark.
That wasn't too bad. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
We had that. He had that devil in a red dress with
That was good. Yeah.
with Rick Ross. That was a dope ass track.
You can see him evolving through every album, and not in. So at first it's then it's like.
Yeah. And like honestly, I don't even like to give like the fact that he came. What radio station was he on? Do we know? I can't even remember.
I don't.
He was in Chicago though. I think he might have been 92.3.
Yeah.
I think it might have been 92.3.
Yeah.
But because I think it was with Doug Banks. Not Doug Banks. Doug Banks passed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other guy?
I don't listen to the radio.
Yeah, but either way, he came and he apologized for everything he said.
I saw that.
You know, that was a weak ass apology.
It was weak as fuck.
That's just so you can get back on in
That's all it was.
Didn't he diss Drake
headlines.
too?
Huh?
Then he dissed Drake.
In the interview?
Yeah, he said
I don't
something like,
know
"Yo,
about
Drake is sensitive," blah blah blah, something.
No, he mentioned that he wasn't a part of the Pusha T thing.
Oh, so he was saying.
I don't know. I honestly, I didn't want to
So
give
maybe
him
he
time.
commented on Drake. I'm not sure,
Possibly.
but yeah, there was speculation that Kanye ghost wrote for Pusha for the diss, and I think he responded on that. So
Okay. No, honestly, I don't even like to give Kanye time, man. He's still pissing me off. Like all the shit he's doing is convenient for him. It's all about Kanye. It's never about anything he's saying.
Yeah,
he's
for
talking
sure.
about. You know, it's
It
all
used to be
about
like
getting
that.
Kanye press to
It
agree.
used to always be like that though with everybody.
This is gonna coincide with a release or an announcement for some fashion shit.
That's what I mean in like the way that it
I hope
always
not.
used to be like that for people. He could have definitely he started controversy in like the worst kind of way that you could.
He said, "I'm sorry for how you guys took it,
right,
not for just saying it."
Sideways ass apology.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Like
It's
I'm
not-
sorry that you're sorry that I said that.
Like, I'm sorry that you hate that I feel that way.
And he's like the type that'll be like, "I'm really sorry for how you feel about this,
Right.
but."
Like listen,
And
you're
like
not
going
gonna
to
like
that
this.
shit. Yeah, right.
Yo, Kanye is super like, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, we
moving
really
on
don't-
from Kanye.
Yeah, let's get the fuck off Kanye, man.
I'm not about Kanye's life right now.
What we got next?
So the only thing that we really have left is just the big album drop of the week. But there was a couple of them. I downloaded some albums.
All I know about was the one that was magically, dropped overnight without anybody knowing it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why that's a thing now.
Beastie
Kamikaze?
Boys.
So Lloyd
Beastie
dropped an album.
Boys, fucking.
Lloyd, who, the singer?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I just now looked at his fucking cover art and fuck that. That's disgusting. I'm about to delete you for just for that.
He's naked, right?
He's naked with a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Johnson. That's like being at the goddamn. What do you call those things we were talking about? The troughs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't need your fucking dick around me.
I know.
No, that's good. I'm good. I'm
Oh,
just
thanks,
gonna.
guys.
Maybe I listen, but I ain't gonna look at the album.
If that's what
Oh,
you're
thanks,
into,
guys.
man, do you? But get away from
That ain't
me.
me.
Bun B.
Nah.
It's a Return of the Trill.
I like Bun, man.
But you know what? This says 2005.
That's
They
an
just
album.
had it listed just now this week. Maybe they had it on Spotlight or something. Anyway, Eminem put out Kamikaze this week.
No, not
today.
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 At midnight.
At midnight.
He put it out without any press
I
release.
woke up at
anything.
7 a.m. to a text message from Sam saying, "Y'all better listen to this."
Sam texted us. He texted us very early.
Or whenever
during
it
the week.
was, yeah.
I wake up early
Let me
as
tell you
fuck.
something.
It's all good.
I'll be up at about 6 o'clock.
I woke up at like 7:30.
But Sam, there's already a text when I wake up.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's like, so I wake up to full threads from these two, like a good
Well,
10
listen, I
messages.
start
I'm
work
up
at
at
7.
5 a.m.,
It's
man.
amazing.
I start work at 7. So by the time like 7:30 rolls around, by that time we probably have responded a couple times. But literally, first thing, crack of fucking dawn. The dawning of a new day.
Man, I had no idea this shit was dropping.
Yo, I wake up, I take my morning shit. Sometimes I be texting. Yo, you come across
Really?
things on social media, which I came across the Eminem thing.
Yeah,
I
right.
saw that.
Yeah.
I listened to it about 9 o'clock. I started listening to it and I ran through the whole thing. Why is Eminem stuck on double time? Why can't he just slow down the rapping?
I think he feels like he has something to prove now since Revival got shitty reviews.
I feel like he can't slow down. He's like in fast forward.
So I feel like he feels that, rapping like that is gonna grab more attention. So he has a whole album of doing that.
It's not really, dude. Honestly, I feel I'm not gonna say it's a terrible album. I'm not gonna say it's a great album. It's in the middle for me.
Yeah.
But for me, like I'm seeing all these people on
It was
Facebook.
a good bad album.
A lot of
I don't
people
know.
are on Facebook.
It was a long, short album.
I'm gonna say it's
No.
pretty bad.
Look,
album.
a lot of people are on Facebook really, giving his props. Like, yo, M did this, M did that. It's awesome. like, just because M dropped the album doesn't mean that y'all gotta ride his dick.
Exactly.
I don't mean that. Listen, I give
That's
M
gonna
his
happen.
full respect, but to me, like the last album, I couldn't even get through.
Oh no.
Right? I
No
couldn't.
way.
I tried to listen to it.
I
It was
tried to
terrible.
as well.
And I didn't want to because I think I told you earlier, I was under the assumption, for whatever reason, that may be Eminem's last album. If that was his last album, I didn't listen to it. I don't have many memories of it.
Yeah.
Therefore, my last memory of him would be Recovery, right?
Yeah.
Right? Which is not a bad memory. The last thing he was out, I listened to.
Honestly, after Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, and Eminem show, I stopped paying as much attention. My Mile soundtrack was good, but that obviously wasn't all him.
Right.
Yeah, after the Eminem show, I really just didn't care as much.
I didn't really care too much for Eminem show either though.
I liked it. There's some things on there.
As
Yeah.
a whole, as
Yeah.
a whole, it wasn't.
As a whole, it was his best album since. Do you think Slim Shady or Marshall Mathers LP was better?
Slim Shady. Personally, yeah.
I think there are better.
That's not to say
Songs?
Marshall Mathers wasn't a fucking.
I think there are better songs on Marshall Mathers LP, but overall, Slim Shady LP was better.
Do you feel like
Like
the
there-
novelty of Eminem back then helped with his sales, and the novelty isn't as shocking now?
Well, he was the first, like,
Right. So
Successful
that's what,
popular
what,
white rapper.
what Eminem sold, his bread and butter, what it was back then was that he was shock value, right? People
not
had
like it
not
hadn't
seen
been-
you. No, not that it hadn't been done, but it was done in a different way and as a rapper. Because
he
rappers
had
were
Dr.
not,
Dre's cosign.
rappers are already
All the time.
not as accepted.
He had Dr. Dre's cosign.
Agreed,
Which
but
was huge.
understand, rappers back, not even till this day, but rappers were not as accepted, right? So you add a rapper who's this kiss my ass motherfucker, you know,
Not
all
only
this,
that, but a white rapper who's being
Dude,
successful in the
and-
game. I mean, at that time, there was no more successful
and that
rappers.
kiss my ass motherfucker was like a terrible, like Eminem.
That's pretty
like,
good.
I'm bad at. I think we've proven that I'm pretty bad at impressions. Anyway,
You're
like
not very
his
good.
he had a lot of vulgar. His
He ain't
Christopher,
good.
his going at Christopher Reeves, which is hilarious. You know, like all that shit. It's not as shocking anymore. You see a lot more shocking shit come out of just regular TV.
Maybe
But also
he had
when he
more to
came-
talk about back then.
When he came out, there wasn't social media, there wasn't streaming, there wasn't, like, all this shit.
Well, so I feel like if you got like anything nowadays, he'd just be sued.
I think he does have a lot to talk about, though.
Right, but so my
Your
thing is,
motivation
like,
would
if he
be-
like went into that nowadays like he did before, he'd be sued. Like if you talk about, I don't know, Ariana Grande or like some shit like that, or like Taylor Swift, he'd be sued immediately and like cease and desist, all that shit.
You think so?
Back then, nobody really had any pull like that because he was Eminem. Like he was the shit. He was on. He could talk about whatever the fuck he wanted to talk about. Now he can't.
I think it was different for him to be on then. Do you think,
I agree with that.
personally,
That's
I
kinda
don't
what
think
I'm
he would
saying,
be as much of a commercial success in today's game if he just started.
Oh no,
I don't know about that. I don't know about
I
that.
don't think he would.
My name is fresh now would
No, I don't
kill.
think so.
I don't think he
Would
would.
kill.
I don't think so.
That shit would kill.
There's too many gimmick songs right now. Like,
But
it's
so
literally
but
just-
so back then there was nothing in the game.
My Name Is would not
came
be
out,
Exactly.
No one was.
And
on
that's
it.
why I think he's
And no one's on right
he's more
now.
successful now because he started it then.
Yo,
But so we're saying that if you were to bring out that song now,
it
I'm
would
saying
be
if he
successful.
was
I
brand
think
new,
so, for sure.
if he was brand new Eminem,
all
right
that all
now,
that shock value shit that's going on right now, he
No.
would kill it.
No,
I
it's
think
not
so.
the same music though. It wouldn't work.
If you revamp and like renew certain punchlines, yeah, that shit would kill.
I don't mean
I don't know.
punchlines. I mean the scheme, the
Like the carnival sound of it, like all that.
Like,
It's
I
not
still
the
really
same
like this
music
song.
though. It's not drugged up lean
It
music.
wasn't
It's
then
drugged up
either.
Eminem, but it's not drugged up lean music. But that would not do as well nowadays.
I don't think it would be.
I
I don't
think
think
it
he would be as in general. I don't think he would be as commercially successful.
I think
now.
His
I think
cadence
the
in
shit
that
we
song-
talked about on that first album as a whole would sell crazy great.
It would sell, but not as largely
I think it
or
would,
as widely.
if
so.
not bigger.
No, it wouldn't.
Do you
Yeah,
think
you have way
without
more-
Dre, he would still be as big as he is?
No,
Because then you drop some of the
Dre
production from back
made
then.
Eminem. Yeah.
No, I don't think I don't think that song sells, Dave. It's just not the same. The cadence isn't the same as everything you hear, and usually standing out is a good thing. But
Yes.
nowadays, not standing out doesn't help.
Yeah.
So if he stood out from the crowd, they're not going to accept him nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like you have to fall in line with this.
I see what
Drugged
you're
up,
saying.
leaned
I just
up
don't agree
music.
with it. Yeah.
You know.
Well, think about it. Like, so if G-Eazy and Logic were already on the scene when he came out, do you think he's as big?
Wait, what?
If Logic and G-Eazy, two like biggest white rappers in the game right now, do you think that he would
not
be as
good
big?
at all. Like,
I don't think so either. I don't listen to it. But do you think that?
But like you're talking about
Eminem
somebody that I don't really listen to.
But
So,
Eminem broke through a lot of barriers in 98 when he came out, 97?
96.
He broke a lot of barriers when he came in the game at that point. Because there wasn't like commercially successful white rappers. You have Vanilla Ice, you had
What's
Beastie
your
Boys,
point
that's
in
pretty
saying
much it. So now that you have like, there are more white rappers in the game, do you think with him coming on the scene after they already have been established, that he would be as big of a success?
Yes.
I personally don't think so.
Like without.
Eminem came out at the right time. That's what I'm saying.
I think Eminem come out at any time.
There was a huge
Like that's how I.
hip hop really had a different definition.
And I'm not trying to like I don't like his material after his first two major albums. Like, but I'm just saying I know him as an artist or who he could be, and like, especially when those first albums came out. If those were to drop nowadays, I think they would still chart top.
I just feel like hip hop.
But him releasing him now, we already see what he is now. He's Eminem sober. Eminem sober is not the same rapper.
But we're not thinking about any of that. We're thinking about drugs that Eminem coming out right now.
Yeah.
In this drug-infested environment.
Putting out the
He
same
would
music
kill.
though that he put out before,
Putting out that first Slim Shady LP,
it doesn't
No.
do as well.
that would make more money.
I think he would just be average now.
Yeah.
I don't
It-
think so.
think
Look at the
think
white
about
no
the-
one, no one's
Look
on
at
his
the white
level.
rappers that are
No
coming out
one's
right
on his
now.
level.
Think about the state of hip hop in '96.
No one would be on his
It
level.
has a completely different definition.
He had more competition back then, and still killed it.
The market was less saturated, and right now I think he just blends in.
Yeah, there's other Eminems out there right now that are not the same, but that would if Eminem were to come out now,
Wait, maybe not. You're wrong. I just don't agree with that.
you're
'Cause I
telling me
feel like
that
there
Eminem's
are-
shock value is something that stands out from everybody else's right now.
If okay, you need to think about it in the way that you mentioned it. Like you need to think about him coming out as who he was back then, right now, in these times. He would kill.
So you're saying "Not My Name" is a completely different song.
I'm saying Eminem, My Name Is. That whole album, if you were to bring that out now
The Slim
as
Shady you're talking
new,
about?
the Slim Shady LP new, now, came out yesterday, that would kill.
The way
And
it
make
sounded
more
then.
money.
The way it sounded then.
The same exact copy
disagree.
of that
I
album
disagree.
would
Think-
sell more
Dave,
now than it
If
did
he
back then.
adapted it to this sound, maybe. But
Think
if
about-
it's that, then no.
Think about today's era, right? So now you have
Today's era is all about shock value. That was all
Yes.
shock value.
yes,
the whole
but,
album.
It's a
but
different
album
shock
wasn't
value.
only shock value; it was also lyricism.
But
And now
that was also based off
Nobody
of that
wants to
time
hear
pop
all the
culture.
words.
It was
If
also
you
lyricism.
bring this pop culture to how it is, I think that he would chart top for sure.
No, I'm
You
telling
have
you,
to adapt the album, man. To
it
this.
was all about lyricism back then, and he had lyricism as well as shock value. So if you look at the big artists he came up with, even Royce, right? Do you have a following who's big on that, and then you have your other genre of people who are just like
No one knew who Royce was.
Yeah,
Like as far as like a
But if you came up in
bigger
90
scale,
if
like
you were listening to rap in 96, 97,
real
98,
real
you
heads
who
knew
was.
Royce, but no one knew Royce. Like
At the late 90s, if you were coming
Bad
up, if you were
vs. Evil
listening-
came out, everyone knew who he was. Like
If you were listening to rap in the late 90s, you knew who Royce was right now. If you were fucking born in the late 90s, you had no idea who he
but
was.
no one knew who he was then, no one knew who he was. Like no one knows who he is now either. Like
But a lot of people do.
now, sure, because he made a name for himself. But I'm just saying, like, if you were to translate that back then to now,
But couldn't you say that about Eminem?
no. I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know.
Like
I
he's
think-
like,
I don't
like
know, man.
he's only gained more status.
I don't think Slim Shady LP does numbers here out now these days.
Whatever. I think so.
But I will say if he did those concepts but adapted them to the sound of this time, it would probably do better. But
Yeah, but we don't know what that would sound like. We know what his album sounded like. back
and
then.
to me, I don't think it works with today's rapper or
You don't think Ken Kniff? People like no, like that just wouldn't play.
nobody has skits anymore.
But that doesn't matter.
It
Like
does.
you, like that doesn't matter.
Nobody.
I don't see why you
formatting
think that.
matters.
If that is something new that's
The-
coming
the
up that no one's
recipe-
doing,
the recipe-
they would
the
hear
re-
that.
the recipe
just
for
like
the
we
what-
heard that back then because no one else is doing that now.
The recipe for what it
Skits
is
died
now.
when we listened to that album, Slim Shady LP. No one was doing skits back then.
What'd you say?
No one was doing skits during Slim Shady LP.
Yes, they were.
Not as much as they used to before then. No.
Dude, everybody did skits. You would get
Early
4 or 5
90s
skits.
Early 90s to mid 90s, yes. Late 90s, no one was doing skits anymore.
You still had Redman, you still had Wu-Tang doing it, you still had Method Man, you still had a lot of
That's
people.
not everybody, yo. That's like select people that are in the game for a while. Like,
So,
but like they know what was happening back then. It's like, yeah, they would translate skits. To,
but
like,
skits were a thing. That's all
Well,
I'm
like,
saying.
cats
Skits
that
stopped
came
being a
out-
thing. DMX was still doing it. Ja Rule had skits.
whatever.
There's a lot of skits.
Jadakiss.
There were skits.
I just don't
Nowadays,
care
nobody
about
does.
this
You
I'm
can't.
just done with
There's
this.
no album that has a skit out nowadays.
It's very
That
subjective.
doesn't matter.
Except Eminem's album from today.
Regardless, all this is subjective.
If they were to came out, they'd be
And
like,
it was
oh,
a
shit,
terrible- it
we
wasn't-
should do fucking
and it
skits
wasn't
on
a
this
good
shit,
album.
because it's hilarious.
What? It was a funny skit, but nobody cares about that shit nowadays.
Yes, but I'm saying they would if they heard that. Like, oh shit, people do skits. We should do that shit too.
No, I don't think so.
Yes,
Well, listen,
I think so.
This is all a very subjective
So,
topic.
yeah,
Obviously,
we're
it's
just-
supposed to be.
On
It's
other
supposed to
sides of
be-
the fence.
Right, so that's what we've learned here, is that as far as Eminem goes, success,
Nobody cares about Eminem.
success on a
until
commercial
back
level
then.
back then,
Back
and
then.
now we're split on that. I think it could really go either way, because I do know people who are really into today's big artists, like Travis Scott, fucking all those people who I don't like listen to.
Yeah.
And some of them are like, oh yeah, like Eminem's the
I
GOAT.
think Eminem would be looked at as cheesy
Yeah, I don't know.
if he brought out
But-
those songs nowadays.
But so today, since Kamikaze dropped, first impression. Let's get through this, 'cause we're wrapping the.
Yeah. First track was dope, and he kind of like, there was a few, like, I equated to like fishing, even though I don't fish. There were some times where he would like, he'd cast you out, he'd reel you in a little bit with the first track, and then you were like, oh shit, he'd lose you a little bit with the second, third, and you'd come, but he never fully reeled me in. I never was fully like, yo, this is a good album. And it ended with me kind of like, it went
kind of
like
above
Spotify, Spotify will end the album and then go to more of the artist, but like a different album. I'm like, what the I was like, it fucking ended?
It ended kind of abruptly
12,
for me.
it did have, 14 songs or 12
Yeah,
songs?
like 13, I think. But
Which is my formula, but none of it worked for him.
no.
Kamikaze wasn't even a good title track.
There's a couple of. I like the fact. I don't know if I haven't really paid attention to Revival too much, but is this the first album he brought the Paul skits?
I don't know, but that's the first time that I noticed this.
Yeah, I haven't heard Paul Rosenberg as skits since a few albums.
But so me seeing that, I was like, oh, this is going to be something to listen to. And he used an old school Beastie Boys cover, which I was like, this is going to be, something,
It didn't live up to
nothing.
what he was. For him to have released it so like abruptly, you would have thought it'd been heat. Like, I'm coming to fucking dude. Even his diss to Joe Budden was like, to me, weak as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
How
listen,
you gonna diss Joe on his birthday, man?
Yeah,
you can't drop.
That
My boy-
production is just way off on that whole album, though, too.
Like, was Dre fucking busy?
Max asked what he would, or admit he actually said he would like for Eminem to come back and rap. I mean,
Of
for
course.
Joe Budden to come and rap again at some point.
Oh.
Not Eminem. Eminem, Joe Budden. And I was like, I don't think it ever will. But I
Yeah.
said if there was ever something that would bring him out of retirement, in my opinion, it would be a dope Eminem diss towards him. Eminem dissed him. It wasn't dope at all.
No.
You're not going to see any he's not provoking anything. He's not poking a bear. I think Joe Budden was like, LOL, good morning. Like,
That sounds like him. Yeah.
like,
I
what
follow
the
him on Twitter, and it's just like he's
come on, like,
very sarcastic.
the diss was something
Yeah,
like,
right.
shut your mouth before I zip it, something
Man.
body bag. But, yo,
Although it's funny, 'cause
you
Joel-
couldn't address, like, anything intellectual. Like, it didn't seem like you tried at all. And then he told, like, he basically threatened them. Keep talking about me, I'll kill you.
Joel Ortiz
Blah.
Joel Ortiz tweeted something like, because he was putting, his congratulations to M and like whatever, and apparently Joe Budden was liking and retweeting him, and he's like, yo, Joe Budden, just curious, like, why are you liking and retweeting my congratulations to M? He's like, I'm just appreciating your appreciation. And then or Joel Ortiz put up something again like, oh, don't app it up, people, like, I have no animosity towards Joe Budden, blah, blah, blah. Just that whole slaughterhouse situation.
Yeah, I don't know how
That's a
accurately
weird
we're hearing.
situation. Yeah.
I don't know how
I feel like there's
much
animosity.
they're giving us. Like, I feel like there's a lot of animosity. Like,
Yeah, but they
I
can't
think
tell
they
us
don't.
too
I
much.
think they got pissed at Crooked for announcing it the way he did, like on IG. right? I think that they're pissed at Joe Budden for retiring and also not allowing them to, like, he didn't want to create music anymore because they didn't allow him to do the way he wanted to.
Yeah, I thought he was crazy, which he might be.
Yeah, but shit, he's top 5 for me rapper. That's just the way I feel about it. But, you know, whatever, man.
Yeah. So all in all, not a gigantic fan of this new
No, it's
album.
it's a par album.
Is that par?
Maybe
Zero
it's like
for a course.
maybe he got like a 5 handicap or some shit, like, you know,
like you shooting like when Tiger Woods was rusty.
Yeah, you know, like
Right
I
now
don't know.
he's back in it, but he was rusty.
No,
as
you know what?
blood
That's
for-
actually right because Tiger Woods is off as fuck.
He's doing good now.
Yeah, dude.
Now,
Tiger Woods is on his game again.
And him and Phil Mickelson bet like what 10 million?
9 million.
9 million. These
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
he's gonna win it though. Tiger's gonna win
Yo,
it.
Yeah,
Tiger's
no.
been playing well.
Tiger's
Tiger's
on
he needs
beat
that
mode.
fucking money.
For real.
I can't wait till
Because
he
I got
wins his
this
first
fucking
tournament.
bitch my money.
The dopest shit is gonna be when he wins his first like major. Yo,
Yeah,
that's
right.
gonna be dope. He's gonna do the
Yeah.
Tiger Pump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get some endorsements back.
Hell yeah.
He still doesn't look like he aged either.
Is he still with Nike or Nike just?
I think
officially
he
cut
is.
him off?
I think he's still with Nike.
Probably with Nike.
Nike's like, nah, we ain't no fool. He'll get past this.
He made over $1 billion in the course of his career, and a lot of that was because of Nike.
Hell
For
yeah.
sure. So,
Anyway,
Attributed, yeah.
let's get the fucking
well,
let's
let's wrap this up. Today, Osama, fucking birthday boy of the weekend, you know, he decided to actually put on a different pair of shoes.
I've been putting on different pairs of shoes. Last week I repeated, but that's because I wanted to.
Yeah, but I told you already. We have a segment where we showcase our shoes at the end of the podcast. You can't just wear recycled shoes 8 episodes in.
I do what I feel. I feel like I do what I want.
Y'all can't do that.
Well, see, I know, and that's the reason why I didn't address you personally
Thank
about
you.
it, because you
Thank
told me I already went through my cycle of shoes.
Thank
So
you.
if you repeat,
Thank
it makes sense.
Yeah,
But
thank
Sam has other pairs.
And I would just like to note that we're gonna just go over mine and just talk about yours.
If
So-
that's what you want to do,
Yes.
I respect your
That's
choice.
fine. Yes.
And the funny thing is, these shoes that he has on today, he didn't even have in his collection until what, like a day or two ago?
No, it was like Sunday.
Whatever.
So, you know, yeah.
Anyway, what do you got on today?
I just got a pair of Air Max 97s, man.
Oh, just got a pair of Max 90s. He was
That's
super
all.
excited about them
That's all.
when we first got here today.
I'm mad excited about them. I've been wanting a pair since I was younger, man. Back when we were younger, like
But
Couldn't
could that first comment,
you
you
know-
know, get that reaction? Because I didn't.
I don't know. Back in the day, Pop, we couldn't get this. Pops wasn't going, and I wouldn't blame them for how much money they were.
Yeah,
at.
to buy his Monarchs.
And I honestly didn't buy these at full price either. I bought these motherfuckers. They were like, no lie, like $99.99 for like, and they're marked. These are $170 full price. I probably wouldn't have paid $170 for them.
Nah.
You know,
I wouldn't pay 90 for them.
it's all
That's
good.
just me personally.
You buy what you like, man.
This is me
That's
personally.
what it is.
Damn.
It's okay, because you know what? I bought some shoes that people are like, I don't like those. And I'm like, well, I do like those, so I don't give a fuck. So I understand. I get it. You
As
know?
long as you like your shoe, man. I know we can't nobody tell you shit. These are mad comfortable, and I don't know. I've been wanting to buy a pair of kicks, and like I said, when you're younger, man, I remember vividly a lot of kids. I remember, walking into class and having these,
Yeah.
and we didn't have them. We were payless to a certain point, and even after that, it was we would get some Nikes and shit, but modest Nikes.
Shout out to moms for always making that
Yeah,
shit happen.
That's
Shout
true.
out, shout
Y'all
out
had
for
the
sure.
hottest kicks on the block though for a while.
Not really. At a certain point.
and ones and shit.
At a certain
You know?
point.
Yeah,
Depending
right.
on
Rocking
the
them young
shoe.
and ones, them young lugs.
Once I was able to start buying my own shoes, once I was able to start buying my own shoes,
Bucks.
I was able
We all
to
had
make
tips
my.
and shit.
When you make your own money,
Yeah,
you're able to like
exactly.
start buying what you like, and that's when I started like
Which
my
was my
shoes were
argument
different.
with my school lunch thing, you know? When you
Yeah.
get high school and you make money. Anyway, so we're gonna just, these are the Tinker 3s. Tinker Hatfield, I'm not just, when we were kids, you know.
Tinker 3s.
Tinker used to be referred to as your dick. So they're not my dick
Out there with
shoes. They're not my
The
dick,
dick
3s.
threes.
I say now they are because you just mentioned that. Anyway though.
But they're fly though. So, but yeah, That's what I
such
got
a
on
fucking
today.
hilarious name. I swear to God, I never thought about it until just now. That's fucking funny.
I thought about it since the first time I heard Tinker Hatfield's name. I was like,
Dick Hatfield.
that
Tinker
dude's name is
Hatfield as a whole sounds like a nickname for a penis.
You straight up Dick Hatfield, which sounds like a condom.
Don't touch Tinker Hatfield.
It sounds like
unless
a
you
field
got
in
some
which
clean hands.
It sounds like
That's some, like weird rich guy.
it sounds like a field in which you grow condoms. You know,
the
Dick Hatfield.
the Tinker Hatfield.
Tinker Hatfield.
What was my favorite shit? Jimmy Hat.
Yeah.
Remember we went.
Jimmy.
That was my shit. James Hat.
Oh god.
You just
All right.
like smell the field. Just like latex.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we need to close up because yeah. So you guys go ahead and comment, decide who's the winner of the shoe game this week. I still,
Yeah, or comment in general. We'd
feel-
appreciate that.
for sure, but I still feel as though I win. And then if you look at those way back when and other vlog videos, you can go ahead and decide on a winner between those two.
We're not
Because-
looking for winners.
I'm
I just
trying to
want.
win.
Apparently, someone's looking for a winner.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Like I
Well,
won the long short week.
I
Anyway,
didn't know it was a competition. I thought we were
it's
just
always
talking.
a competition.
All right.
Within your lives, yes.
It has been. It has been.
Yes.
You made my life a competition
That
until
is
you
true.
got until I got too
It's
old
so
for you to
true.
do that. So,
So true.
go fuck. Anyway, thanks for coming by for episode 9
At Kiona and Kasson podcast.
on Instagram, on Twitter, on everything.
Yep.
At O_Kawash, at AA Kawash, at Beats and Brews 312. That's where you can find us. Holla at us.
Like, subscribe, share, comment.
Do those things. And obviously shout out to Glenn. And have a good night, y'all.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Hey, peace.
Hey.